Hello, everyone. Welcome to DCU Daily, a very special DCU Daily. Why is it special? Because Comic-Con is here. Somehow, Comic-Con returned, as it does every year. I don't know how it's somehow, but it's here, and we are here to talk about it. Why? Because the police corps of the universe has infiltrated Hall H. So we will be talking about lanterns, mainly. For DC Daily, we're going to do a reverse show today. We're going to talk about all the DC stuff first, and then everyone else can leave, and all the people, all the stuff that nobody cares about, they can taper off, and we can talk about all the news. But we're going to be talking about, obviously, not just lanterns, but we do have, other stuff to talk about as well. We have, there were tons of trailers and announcements in regards to Comic-Con. We got some a couple sprinklings of other DC news as well, and we got a little sprinkle of Clayface as well specifically at San Diego Comic-Con. And then on top of the fact, we got some updates on Batman Part 2 filming. The now 2028 film will be filming in a lot of certain areas this week, so we're going to be talking about that. Then it's going to bleed into the news. We have box office report, Odyssey. Nobody can keep the Nolan man down. So, Odyssey still killing it, even as it goes into the next weekend. And then a couple more box office results in regards to Michael and Devil Wears Prada 2 as those start to leave theaters. And then we head into MCU Weekly. We got Doomsday stuff. We got Spider-Man Brand New Day, as well as, in addition to that, some other San Diego Comic-Con news, some smaller trailers and whatnot. But with all of that and more, let's get into the show, because we got a long show for you guys today. So let's get blessed up in here and talk about lanterns.
It's another project that's been blessed from the beginning.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
Hey, buddy. Eyes up here.
Now you want to get nuts?
Let's get nuts. Here we go.
Victory mine. Ask me how am I doing? I'm telling you, really, I'm doing sublime. I never wait in the stewardess line. I just go do it. I'm moving my time. Really had nothing to do with it. How am I moving? I'm moving like you want to shine. Follow my lead. Don't listen to lies. I had to put me all on the line. That's why I know that victory's mine.
I prefer Jared Leto.
Hunka hunka.
What a fun little change today. But hello, I'm your host for today, John. Dan is off, I don't know, finding the Holy Grail at this fucking point. I don't know what he does. So we are going to be talking about that later. But I am still not alone today. I have the fabulous Lizz. Lizz, I know it's not your thing, but are you still excited to talk about all things DC right now?
I am. You know what? Listen, I am actually excited to talk about lanterns. I know a lot of people are crapping on the show, but after seeing this latest trailer and some of the latest news coming out, listen, I'm still looking forward to it. As you guys know, I am a DC novice. I know nothing. So anytime I can get some more information about new characters, I'm all for it. And y'all know how much I love Guy Gardner. So I'm about it.
But yeah, he is, and I got my green. Got my green from yesterday. Got my
Very nice. Very nice.
green today. But also to the people in the chat, we got Monique. I don't think I've ever had sour cream cornbread, but I tried.
Sour cream cornbread it sounds bomb. Monique, I'm coming over. Whew. Yes, please.
Well, I mean that's probably a fucking moist cornbread if you put the sour cream in there. But ham and beans. I'm not a big bean guy, but I do like ham. Caleb already coming in with the hate, which is good. I mean, I'm like mellow on the Lanterns trailer. We'll get into that eventually. But the Gunn blessed comment at yes, I'm aware. We all know, Dan. Anyway, but let's get started. Unfortunately, we do have to start less DC news and more sad news because the legends keep dropping, unfortunately. And we have to talk about Chuck Russell the man behind many iconic films of the 80s and 90s, unfortunately has passed away at the age of 74. He had, as it says in the headline, he directed The Mask. He also directed The Scorpion King and Nightmare on Elm
Eraser.
Street Part 3, arguably the best in the franchise. Chuck Russell wasn't one of the most known names, but he definitely, in terms of like heavy duty cult classics, the man was known and the man did great work. So this one hurts. As a big Nightmare fan, Mask was huge for his career and then huge for a lot of people's careers.
Yeah.
So honestly, we probably wouldn't have Frank Darabont if it wasn't for Chuck Russell, because they collaborated on a lot of their early films together, and then both would kind of move separately. But they kind of launched each other's careers, and yeah, Blob. Oh my God, the 1988 Blob. Ooh, that is peak right there. Both films are amazing, but yeah, he did the Blob as well. He did Eraser, which isn't
I
the
love
greatest thing ever,
Eraser.
but he again
Nope, I
like
love Eraser. I
cult
love that movie.
action hits and some good horror stuff is what he was known for. So this is sad to see, but I was very sad about this today. It never gets easier because we're gonna be, this isn't gonna be the last. We're gonna be dealing with a lot of old school Hollywood legends that are past their prime and into the realms of old age, unfortunately. So this won't be the last, but it's still sad to see. And 74 wasn't exactly young, but it wasn't exactly old, so he probably had a good amount of life left in him. But just he reached his point, he reached his time, and that's okay. We have a breadth of amazing work to remember him by. So sad days, but he had a hell of a run. So unfortunately, have to start the day rather sad, but we have to commemorate the legends that leave us. So.
Right.
Now we move on to other sad things. Tom King held
Come
TV
on.
shows.
Come on, man.
So not only did we get a lot of stuff at San Diego Comic-Con, but we got the trailer. We got another trailer. As we all know, it features many, many things. And obviously I'm gonna, do a spattering. But yeah, so we got the Lance trailer. We got a little bit more in regards to these two characters, which leaves me with a lot of, I would say this trailer definitely left me with a lot of mixed feelings, because I was like, okay, some things are definitely intriguing a bit. Like, I'm not gonna act like it's good, but I
You're curious?
I'm intrigued with how far Tom King will ruin Hal Jordan, because I'm getting Last Jedi vibes from this trailer about, it's like, oh, the old decrepit Hal Jordan who hates the world and is a cynical bastard, and he just wants to drink green milk on his fucking Puffin Island and just be like whatever. And then it's like, and then they're teasing the parallax thing. So whether Hal is actually dead after episode 1, as we know now, or if he becomes Parallax later on, they're definitely hinting at that here, which I don't love, because Parallax was definitely not the best arc for Hal Jordan's character. I mean, it was kind of thrown out of nowhere. In terms of the 90s, it was like literally one issue was like Hal Jordan's like, oh, the death of Coast City, I'm okay with it, I'll get through it. And then the next issue is like, oh no, I can't live like this, I need to kill the entire Green Lantern Corps and I'm gonna become evil. And it's like, where was that? We didn't miss anything. What happened to, oh yeah, I can live with this, to homicidal genocidal maniac? Where gotta love DC. Gotta love DC, how that doesn't matter. But we have all of this. I mean, I'm liking, like, even ignoring that, like, they seem for the most part like their characters. Like, Kyle kind of feels like Hal, but it's just like, it's just the old decrepit, like, Hal, where it's just like, oh, we have to make our old heroes that tried and true heroes, and make them old and miserable and depressed for no real reason. And I'm like, okay. And then like they actively hate each other, where it's like, I'm not gonna act like Hal and John are like the bestest of friends in the comics, but it's more like it's not like this level of contempt for each other, and I'm like, I don't know, that just feels weird to me. It does have a couple good gags. I will admit the constructs are like it's kind of an interesting way of like doing the constructs, very different to how it was in, Superman 2025 when Guy Gardner was doing them, but maybe it's different for each lantern, who the fuck knows. But I don't know, like I think like the action looks good, the mystery is like intriguing, like the Manhunter stuff. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with that, because in the comics the Manhunters are just robots. That's literally it. They're just robots. But here it's like they're mixing robots with like Martian Manhunters, like shape-shifting Martian powers. I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but I'm like, hey, it's, I guess, like, again, I'm intrigued with it, like, how the fuck you're gonna explain this one. But you have that, and there's no, like, signaling of, like, the 2026, like, timeline right now. They're just kind of showing the 2016 stuff for obvious reasons, but yeah, overall, very mixed feelings. So Liz, going to you, as you've said yourself, you don't really know DC that well. As someone who knows next to nothing about these characters, nothing about this story, and this technically is more so made for you at this point. What were your feelings about this whole thing?
Again, just more curiosity, just trying to understand where we are as far as like the Lanterns timeline, the story, because again, we've got Guy Gardner's, I know he's not going to be in every episode, but he's got a smattering in there. So okay, where are we in regards to the Superman timeline? And just like I know as much about Lanterns from the Ryan Reynolds movie, you know what I mean? So and what we've got from Guy Gardner in Superman. So yeah, just trying to understand what the story is, what the relationship is between everybody, where we are in the timeline in the DC universe, and that kind of thing. But I mean, it looks cool. I like Kyle Chandler. Aaron Pierre looks great. So I'm looking forward to getting educated, as they say.
Yeah, it's definitely, again, it's again, it's just like the whole mixed feelings, because I'm like, I don't have a lot of trust in this show. I'm not very, I don't really.
Oh
You've
my
been
God,
burned
it sounds like
before.
there's a funeral in here.
Oh, there he is.
There's a
God, here
funeral
we
going
go.
on.
Gird
What in
your
the
loins,
holy
everybody.
fuck is happening?
Oh, fuck,
Gorge
Dan's
your
here. It's
loins,
gonna be a
'cause I am
5-hour
here.
show, gang. It's gonna be a
Hell to
5-hour
the fuck
show.
You're welcome to not be around for the 5 hours, but
Ooh,
I will
you hear how he
say
talks to everybody? My goodness.
it's a to me, this was the first trailer that actually was like, okay, I'm on board this show. It's an HBO show and it's got scale.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. I really am.
Yeah, like come on now. Like it's like, like Caleb can, you know what, if you want a No Country for Old Lanterns, maybe this is what it is, but I highly doubt it's gonna go that dark.
I highly doubt it's gonna be that good.
I am indeed here to save the day. But you know what, John? Here's the thing. That's coming from the same dude who thought the new Watchmen show, the Emmy-winning, one of the best modern, superhero shows on HBO, that you did not like. I'm not saying you're wrong for that. I'm just saying, just to provide context.
I'm just saying that people don't
kind of
understand Watchmen and want to jerk it off because reasons.
No, but
I did read the whole comic, so I understand it.
The point was that Watchmen series was not meant to be we're gonna give the hardcore fans a page to screen direct adaptation. It was what they were trying to get with V for Vendetta, and obviously didn't work out. HBO wanted a V for Vendetta that took place in the modern day and adapted those themes. So I'm talking about the TV show. I'm not talking about the movie, Caleb. And
he said
and just
2019.
because you say
he
somebody
specifically says 2019.
Oh, I see. Well, just because you say somebody lost credibility, it doesn't mean somebody lost credibility. Maybe in your mind. But,
for all the people
fine.
that watch that show, I highly recommend. There's a great video essay by Macabre Storytelling, who pretty much did this entire breakdown on why Watchmen 2019 does not work, and it was very, very, very interesting, very well informed. So,
well,
yeah.
But that all aside, here's the thing. For me, I've been very skeptical about the show as well. I just thought that, this trailer, now we know the story. We have a better idea of the story. which again fills in some of the gaps that the previous trailers purposefully left because obviously they don't want to give everything away, but it at the same time made you wonder, well, how much more is there to this show? Because you were talking about, is this going to be a little Western road trip situation? And in this trailer, you find out, and obviously we have gone some, stills before then, that they are going to space. They are going to a planet with 2 suns, which is obviously not Earth. And, we are going to get constructs. The rings do get used. I mean, it looks like Guy Gardner's going to be around for a little while. It's, and the Comic-Con, I'll have to say this, we're gonna get into that in a moment when we get into the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, but like genuinely I feel like for having one HBO show as being your centerpiece of the day. Now they did a lot of other announcements DC that did. We'll talk about a few of them later. And they had a schedule that even had like My Adventure with Superman season 3, which actually happened after the Lanterns panel, but for them to show up in Hall H, like you gotta make a freaking splash. Like you can't do a dinky rinky dink presentation and then Marvel blows it. Marvel's gonna get the headlines after the weekend, because tomorrow at the Hall H they're gonna bring out RDJ, they're gonna bring out Chris Evans, they might even bring out Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, they might bring out the new Black Panther, the cast of the X-Men. They'll give you everything to jizz your pants and have all the lady boners in the world. But for DC, I think for them to have one HBO show as your main feature Hall H presentation, this was, I thought, well executed. Like this could have gone a number of ways that weren't good. Aaron Pierre was trending, Hal Jordan was trending. Like it's just on the online media as well as obviously the just in general, like the world that we operate in. Not to mention, you get our first looks at Puna Jagannathan and then Garrett Dillahunt's characters. I think although we did see William Macon once before, so I thought this trailer did a lot to kind of, if you go off the surface level criticisms people had, addressing the fact that, oh no, we do go cosmic, there is a bigger story, there is scale in the show. And I mean, they do use a slightly desaturated version of
filter.
Green. They do really use the Mexican, but it's not Mexico, it's a different planet, so I suppose that's, no, I know. I mean, a lot of sci-fi.
That is a good way to describe it, John. I like that.
Yeah,
the Mexico, but yeah, every time
or the Western filter, yeah. Western filter.
They do it every time when you go to some country that's on the equator, whether it's Iran, Iraq, Kuwait, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Lebanon, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, South American countries like Argentina, Brazil, Chile. Anytime you go to a country where there's any semblance of a desert, even if you go, shoot a movie in Colorado or like not really, well, different parts of New Mexico, it's yellow. But like this is an alien planet. Like I'm fine with that. Not to mention, John, that dude. Even with the filter, you could tell that those are a black man's hands. And that is Aaron Pierre with the ring on, while he's still got Kyle Chandler's Hal Jordan around. So I'm wondering if this is a flashback sequence and that's the ghost of Hal Jordan, or if this is while they're still training together.
The thing is, he uses the ring in like the past. Like they give him the ring in the like, here, fly, like try to fly, or here, use a contract, like
which I thought was hilarious because it reminded me of the moment from Blue Beetle. Remember when he tries to do that, like suit up, and it doesn't work? It
reminded me of fucking Spider-Man. Well, not as good, but Spider-Man 2022. Up and away web, fly, Shazam, like like that kind of thing.
Exactly.
By the way, not as cheeky, but
I have to say, our first look at Puna Jagannathan's character in this, and I'm loving the goatee on Aaron Pierre, the 2026 version of the character. That shit like goes hard. I'm sure Lizz appreciates it. And I will say that.
Thank you, Dan. I do.
I know you do. That's why I have it here. But I will say, the Puna Jagannathan character Zoe. We'll get into it more later, but I'm like. That was a really great first introduction. I'm like, you know what? I'm immediately drawn to whatever the hell those episodes are going to be about, because one of these lanterns are going to get themselves into some kind of trouble. And then we got Laura Linney again, which we'll talk about later. We kind of know what her role is as well. So for me, I'm going to stop talking and stop filibustering. I think for me, this was a 9 out of 10 trailer. I think the extra one would have been... Some of the VFX still look a little unfinished, but maybe that's just the budget. Because
to be fair, it's a TV budget. They don't have a lot. So
yeah.
Yeah, and then like I do have some of the same concerns, John, like you said about Manhunters, because they're shapeshifters. Because again, like maybe what they're doing is they're trying to, because in the comics you can get away with Manhunters being Manhunters, and then Hello MTG, and then you have the Martian Manhunters. So I don't know. Maybe this isn't the Manhunters we were thinking of. Maybe it's some amalgamation.
I have John's theory time, ladies and gents. My thinking is they are combining Manhunters and the White Martians. That's what I'm thinking of. They're combining those two.
Honestly, I don't mind it.
Because the thing is, the Manhunters are specific. I mean, you could have like a shape-shifting robot. It's like not. I mean, it's an alien thing. You can fucking do whatever you want with it. But but the way it's being like showcased, the way it's being described, is that it's an alien threat, because they call them a race. And well, yes, you can have a race of robots, but the way that they're describing it is that it's an alien race, like of like organic beings. And the vibe I'm getting is like they're combining, like, oh, they're gonna use the Manhunter name, kind of like, you know, the connection to the more popular character that uses the name Manhunter, which is Martian Manhunter, and using the evil Martians, which are the White Martians, and essentially combining those. That's my that's my theory, is that they're essentially kind of taking bits and pieces of different things and combining them into one thing while using this name. So
like, because I'm gonna like real talk for a moment, but John, I think you forgot to change the graphics. But anyway, we'll get into we're talking about lanterns. But the point,
I mean, it's not wrong. It's still DC news. So.
No, it is. But what I was gonna say real quick to your point, I'm okay with them combining the Manhunters from the comics with like the White Martian Manhunters or the White Martians rather. Why? Because when you're trying to make something for a broad audience, like Liz, like I'll send it to you in a second, but like you obviously, this is all, a lot of it is new to you. Like, and the last thing you want to do is do homework by going and looking up, like even Googling and going down rabbit holes of like, you know, fan wikis or whatever, right? And you
I've just never been one of those people do that. They get like, that's the thing with me. It's like I watch the show. I don't go for any side information. Because there's too much. There's way too much that it's just impossible for me to get wrapped up in a fandom now. So I'm hoping. That's why I have you guys. I refer to you guys. You guys are going to tell me what's canon. You're going to tell me what's accurate. You're going to tell me what's bullshit. So I'm looking forward to seeing the show. But I know I will probably have questions later on.
It's almost, Caleb, it's almost like the stuff that actually feels like part of the things that are in a Green Lantern show are good, and the things that don't belong in a Green Lantern show are not good.
Well,
crazy.
But honestly, like, I think we need to, we've talked about it before. You gotta set some kind, like, this, they're investigating a murder on Earth, so like some part of the episodes will include that. Like, they can't be in space all the time. Even the Green Lantern movie by Reynolds was about half in space. Most of it was on Earth. It's also, for a TV show, it's a lot cheaper to shoot in real locations. You don't have to dress up like an alien planet or, you know, some set you got to build from the ground up for a space prison. But anyway, the point I was trying to make before, here's the thing. Like, if these Manhunters are tying together with the White Martians, rather than just what the Manhunters were in the comics, like robots, it allows them to simplify things and bring in more fans and audiences and make things easier to follow. And to be honest, I don't think, you know, those Manhunter characters were popular enough. Otherwise, they wouldn't be doing this, because it's kind of like the same thing as like real talk. The amount of people that are going to go watch Clayface on its opening weekend will be probably several times more than the amount of people that have seen Creature Commando season 1 from the day that it launched till now. There's a reason why that show is available for free on YouTube. Like, Creature Commandos is James Gunn's pet project, and it wouldn't exist if James Gunn wasn't in charge. So some people know that Clayface was in Creature Commandos, but most people are going to meet him for the first time in the movie. So I think you need to understand,
you know what it kind of reminds me of, Dan? It's kind of like how Boba Fett was introduced in the Star Wars Holiday Special, but most people know, you know, him being introduced in Empire Strikes Back. So
exactly. I mean, exactly. It's always been true. And Hunter Iggy, I actually didn't see that earlier, but apparently Damon Lindelof said that Hal and John will have different suits. I wouldn't be surprised, because they're clearly showing here that Hal Jordan's been around for so long. He's kind of over it. Like, he doesn't need, basically, John, one thing they implied in this trailer, and I don't know if you picked this up, Liz, like they they implied that Hal Jordan doesn't really use his suit anymore, like in the second half of the trailer.
Yeah.
Like I noticed, like it was an implication was like he's so over, like he's been doing this for so long, he doesn't feel like he needs to put the uniform on because he feels like it's not really necessary. The ring is what matters. So he's probably gonna be not wearing the uniform. I mean, going to the space prison, I'm guessing, he's like when he goes into another Green Lantern Corps environment like the prison run by them, then you put on the costume, but like otherwise, or the uniform, otherwise you don't do that. So and maybe that means that the Aaron Pierre, John Stewart might be more of like a construct.
What I think would be interesting, like try to make it work, is like they have Hal Jordan. He wants to maybe like be within his roots as like a human. He is technically the first human Green Lantern in terms of like the Space Corps Green Lantern, not counting Alan Scott, but this version of all of this is he's the first human, so he wanted to be more in touch with his roots, and so he retrofitted the test pilot uniform to become his Green Lantern suit. But then John, for whatever reason, maybe he's embracing more of the alien side of it, the space side of things, that he is gonna make his suit an actual construct rather than it be like in the like how it actually is, rather than just this random suit. And then Guy Gardner has the Maxwell Lord suit because he's part of that corporate blah blah blah. So
so clearly the suit rules aren't enforced very like strictly, at least in this world. Like you don't gotta all look the same, have the same suit in any way, as long as you have the logo somewhere, whether it's on your arm or your chest. I was gonna say this though. Did you guys notice that just like we noticed this? I think for the first time in the first full trailer, or I guess the first teaser trailer, which was like our first like proper trailer that teasers before then. That there seems to be this real animosity between John Stewart and Hal Jordan, and in this trailer, they showed us everything but them literally, getting into a fight with each other, which we will talk about later.
I was gonna say it feels very like Men in Black, like it feels very K&J, like the old wizened guy is just over it, and here's the new guy like coming in trying to do the right thing and prove himself. But I feel like that's also like any buddy cop movie. So, but yeah,
Liz, I feel like it's worse than that. Like there's literally like I know what you mean, but like I feel like it's even like because there was always this idea.
It's definitely darker. Yeah.
Because like K and J were like didn't get along, but at the end of the day, it's like they acknowledged that each one guy had promise and the other guy knew what he was talking about. So like here
they were still after the same goal at the end of the day.
Yeah, like here it feels like Hal Jordan, especially that Sinestro conversation, kind of hints at like he knows that John is his replacement, and he's I guess not into the idea. And then John seems to think that Hal is completely incompetent, and like literally telling Laura Linney's character like, "Oh no, the ring has always belonged to me. He's just keeping the seat warm." To me, that almost got to the little bit of a cringe level for me. I don't know how you thought about it, John, because I was like, I get this, but I'm almost ready for John Stewart to get a little bit of humble pie. I think he's gonna get that in the show, but it's just like they're setting him up to be so like silently cocky, but a little over his head. And then we have seen a lot of footage of most of the damage that either of these characters have taken in these trailers is John Stewart. He's the one got injected with that alien serum in the head. He's the one who's getting tossed out of a truck. Like whenever they've shown Hal Jordan, he's like he knows his shit so well. It's like he walks into an ambush and he's getting shot at from every direction, and he just like stands there with the shield construct around him that he clearly knew that he would need it. So I feel like this is probably gonna like play into the story of like when Hal is not around anymore, maybe his relationship with John changes before he dies, or maybe John realizes what Hal was talking about once he's gone. Like I really like what they're setting up here, because it's like they're leaning into it. They're making a good creative decision. They're not like dilly-dallying. This is really like, oh no, they don't like each other, and one way or the other, like I mean one of them is gonna go ahead, the other's not. But I'm excited. It asks questions of the characters, and it makes you wonder where the story is going to leave us by the end of season 1. So anyway, I digress. But let's keep going. We got more stuff to get into.
I mean, here I will say one more thing before we fully move on is can we talk about how fucking dog shit Sinestro fucking looks? He looks
I
like
thought
a
he looked
Vulcan with a
good.
sunburn.
Are you
Like,
sure?
like, come
I
on.
mean, like,
Here's the thing. Here's
it's
the
like
thing. We got
clearly
this.
paint on his face. Like it's
We
not.
got
Yeah.
this, and then like, guys, come
Yeah.
on. Say what you will about the fucking 2011 Green Lantern. That's fucking Sinestro. That right there, that is Sinestro. This is a guy with a sunburn. Like,
Yeah,
come on.
that's a dude with some
Well,
nice metallic paint on his face, for real.
I feel like it fits the vibe of the show. I do think it's
It fits the
really
vibe.
downplaying the look.
But considering the vibe of the show,
Is that the vibe we want? Is the
It
question,
works.
right? Is that the vibe we're going for?
Because I was like, okay, so he's just got to look red. Because ultimately, he's just a like human-looking dude with the pointy Spock ears, and he's red. And like he's clearly old, so his hair is not black, like Mark Strong's care version of Sinestro. He's clearly doesn't, is not a lantern at this time.
Man, perhaps I
costume.
treated you too harshly. That's
So,
what I'm feeling right now.
I always thought Mark Strong's Sinestro was a really underrated part of that movie, regardless how the rest.
Oh, he was great.
acted
Like
the shit
when
out of that
you
role.
have Mark Strong as part of your
Yeah.
comic book movie, you're gonna get peak. But like, yeah, it's still sorry, but it's not a great movie. But yeah, this was peak design. I get it. It works within what they're doing, but it still is. And plus that, I'm sorry, like it's funny that that I know 100% because the I forget what Ulrich something or other
Or
said
Thompson.
that he shaved off his mustache. That mustache looks fake. Like it looks actually fake to me. Like it looks
I don't know.
like less so in this image, but like more so in this. This looks like it was like taped on a little bit. A little bit.
I'm not gonna make that criticism. I feel like this is like you're not gonna watch the show in still frames, so I don't.
No,
think
I
this is
know,
gonna matter
but
as
like,
much. So it's not really.
I'm just saying it looks a little fake. Here, that's all.
Like
Anyway.
honestly, I don't even know how much we're gonna get of him if he's gonna be in prison the whole time. Is he doing the whole Joker and the Batman situation? Like, is that what it's gonna be?
I don't think so.
But Sadie and Denzel are spotted around SDCC. Well, we know Denzel Washington is going to be in the new Black Panther movie, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him.
He let that leak a little bit too early. He
Yeah.
pulled the Tom Holland.
I mean, Liz, 70 actors, like holy shit. I'm gonna be on live tomorrow talking about it once it's done. It's gonna be a fun show talking about Marvel at Hall H. But let's keep going with DC for now. Anyway, what did you like the constructs, John? Were you a fan?
It's an interesting way of doing it. Again, the continuity is a little bit iffy because that's not how Guy Gardner's constructs were. But maybe it's different for
You
each
mean with the
lantern.
particle
I don't know.
effects? Like,
But
how do you mean that? But like, do you mean like the particle effects construction? Or
yeah,
like
because
what?
the way this one looks, it's more like it looks like green sand. Maybe this is how they defeat Darth Vader.
Like water droplets?
But it definitely looks like kind of like bringing like it's almost like they're bringing like individual like molecules together, which I'm like, okay, that's a neat idea where it's just like you're forming things like grain by grain. I'm like, okay, the way Guy Gardner's was from what I remember, again, it's been a while since I've watched the 2025 film, but from what I remember, it's kind of he just kind of forms it like it's just like it just comes out of nothing, and it just like he thinks of it and he like forms it. It's like more like a crystalline structure rather than a grain sand based structure. I don't know if I'm making sense right now, but
no, I follow what you're saying. Yeah,
but yeah, it's slightly different, but like it's so minuscule. Again, we're trying to dive deep and pick apart. So like that's the things I'm noticing, but like it's not an inherently bad way to make constructs. I imagined it more of like a crystalline structure, kind of like what it was in the 2011 film and then Superman. But this is an interesting way to do it. Like it looks like they're forming it grain by grain. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool.
You know what? Honestly, I feel like this is an upgrade, and also that's a little bit on like the director or the showrunner of. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's more their vision,
right?
Yeah,
so, yeah. Like I feel like here. Like honestly, this looks great because to me, this feels very similar to like the constructs during some of the night scenes in the Ryan Reynolds movie, and the Ryan Reynolds movie, like the constructs weren't really the problem, the storytelling was the problem. The visuals were more or less pretty good. So I mean, outside of the main villain, not Sinestro, but anyway, so I like it. The more I see here, I like it because it's understated enough, but then it makes the bigger moments even bigger because they're not overusing it, at least so far based off the trailer. Hello, Swag Fan.
I agree. I think Guy Gardner's were the best, but again, I still like it how it's an interesting concept, and I do like how at the end they like kind of tease of like him making the bottle opener where he like blows the dust as sort of like a cool like kind of thing to do. I'm like, and it's so I'm like, that is so fucking Hal right there,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's the character I want to fucking see, not the miserable old fuck that they're propagating as Hal Jordan. I'm like, the guy at the end, I'm like, that's fucking Hal Jordan. That
But
right
like
there
he's
is
hitting
Hal
on
Jordan.
the sheriff, like he's hitting on what Sheriff Carey.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
Whoever, like,
No, I'm like, that's
off.
Hal Jordan. I'm like, that's the closest we got to the actual character, rather than Luke Skywalker with green. And so it's just the shitty Luke Skywalker with green, and I'm like, no.
But I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, I think they're again, this is a choice that they made, so they have to kind of live with it now. The idea that you gotta basically you're getting an old version who's jaded, kind of like the Ben Affleck Batman. I wish we got like a younger Batman. I hate the idea of like you get a 30-year-old Superman, but you need to do a 45-year-old Batman. I'm like, why can't they be the same age more or less? You know, like why can't those?
I don't know. I like the idea of like, because the thing is, I will say this.
Yeah.
I don't want to see fucking young Batman, like either peak or veteran Batman. I think is a good way of doing it. I kind of like the idea of like having a younger Superman, but like an older mentor Batman, because he is a mentor. He's a mentor to many children, and with the whole Bat family. I like that. I like that aspect.
But you could be a peak Batman who's like in his late 30s or something. I just feel like, I mean, like the Ben Affleck one I felt like was aged up a little bit too much. Although it, ultimately
it fit for what they were trying to do. But yeah.
But anyway, the point is here they made a choice that you're gonna get this old version of Hal Jordan. But the fact is, in the trailer, you now finally get some glimpses of like that charisma is still there. So
look at that fit, bruh.
I mean, when you're acting opposite the charisma of,
those shoes are so
Aaron
awesome.
Pierre.
Oh my god,
love
it.
Look at this fit, bruh.
Did you guys notice this felt
the
like
rings
one of
are
those
so
videos?
nice too.
Have you noticed like this felt like one of those videos where the guy points at all the different car parts, and this is like Aaron Pierre doing his best impression of like, let me point you to this, let me point you to this, and here's the ring.
Goddamn. I will say I'm so excited for Aaron Pierre at this show, bro. That's great. Yeah, but here he is, right, he's like, he looks like, and I mean this as a compliment, this guy just seems like, your dad just got home from work and your mom just bought you new shoes, and you run up to your dad like, look at my new shoes, and it's just like they light up or something. It's like, look how great they look. This is what it reminds me of. Like, look at my shoes, look at how great they look.
JSAP.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I
I appreciate you too, Aaron Pierre. Thanks for putting my initials on your shoes. Anyway. Good stuff. Nice duds.
John Hearts Aaron Pierre. That's what that was.
Yeah. I hurt you too, buddy. Anyway, but Aaron Pierre and Kyle Chandler arrive. I love how like
Dude, play from the top. Like he does the LeBron celebration. Either he's excited that LeBron's going to Philly or something else is going on.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty awesome. I love how like Aaron Pierre is like fitted like in all this like Green Lantern stuff. Meanwhile, Kyle Chandler just looks like a dad. He's just like, hello, how are you? I am wearing. You couldn't even wear like a green Oxford shirt. You wore a blue one. Like, come on now.
I mean, again, they're leaning into the characters, I guess, right? Like one of these guys clearly thinks he's going to be doing this for the next 10, 20 years of his life. The other one probably is like, it was a good project.
He looks like an electrician that's going to give me an estimate on my house. Like,
that's a very specific reference. I wonder if you are picking from past experiences.
No, it's just like that. It's just like he just looks like a random guy. Like he looks like a blue collar dude. Hello, humans. I wear clothing. But yeah, good stuff.
I'm okay with that. That's fine. But
Kyle Chandler and Aaron Pierre discussed the differences between Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan, and John Stewart. And he was like, I was chosen. I'm like, well, fucking excuse me.
Well, so he went on for a while talking about this. And I know the TLDR, was basically that Kyle Chandler's Hal Jordan obviously is like chosen to be a Lantern. And then like John Stewart's meant to be the backup for the Guardians, and something happens because I guess they don't trust that, Hal is going to stick around for too long or might go off the rails or whatever. So he's not really chosen in the same way by the ring. So like, and clearly that's probably going to play into like the the back and forth and the animosity between them. So yeah, I like it. I like this. I mean, clearly, because like in the show, when it comes to using the ring, like Hal Jordan knows what he's doing, and Jon Stewart still got a lot of learning to do. So it makes for a lot of explosive character moments. Like Liz was saying, like a great buddy cop situation, whether it's a comedy or not, we'll find out. But yeah, I like it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting dynamic. I don't love it, but it was kind of built on that, so I'm like, all right, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Aaron Pierre was, they continued Aaron Pierre talking tangible relatability to these characters and folks wanting to put in an application to the core. By the time they get to know these characters, related to his multiple dimensions and complexity would play Jon Stewart out of any DC character ever. I'm like, all right, that's, you could definitely tell that Aaron Pierre is like in it. Like, he's like full on, like ready.
Same.
Like, he's like, I'm ready to fucking play this and till I'm 90, like he's definitely has that vibe, and I really appreciate that, because there are some people like who don't show that level of enthusiasm. Not like that's a bad thing. Like, there are different ways to show enthusiasm. Like for instance, Millie Alcock has been very understated about her enthusiasm for Supergirl. She clearly likes playing the character. She likes being, but she just has a very different way of showing that. While like Aaron Pierre is like, fucking let's go. Like, he's got the hands out, clapping, like giving people high fives. He's like ready to pump it up. And I'm like, honestly, like, I love that energy. I love that enthusiasm. And I'm not saying like anybody's bad for having less enthusiasm. It's just like, Aaron is like, he's like, I am ready to go. I am ready to play this character. I am fucking in it. And even though I might not love everything they're doing with Lanterns, I will say, like, that outside force, that outside enthusiasm makes me excited, because it's like, clearly this guy loves what he's doing. He loves being a part of this. He likes playing this character so much, to the point he's like, all right, I gotta pump up everybody. And you know what, that's really, really cool and really refreshing, because I feel like you don't see that as much as we should when playing like very popular characters. So yeah,
No, I hear you.
like
He was
that a
like,
lot.
he's Kyle, I am Aaron, and we're going to pump you up. Like, not literally, but
These anyway, but yeah, DC does need enthusiasm. But yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
And I like, ever since, I just love how, like, ever since we're like, yeah, Rebel Ridge, this guy needs to be Jon Stewart, and then it's just like, hey, that's what happened. Not for that reason, but hey, it happened. He's like, you saw Rebel Ridge, and James Gunn's like, no, I saw his audition tape, and that's what won me over. I'm like, all right, bet. Like, we have a great Jon Stewart because of that.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I agree with you, Art Kid. Energy is contagious. And the energy in that Hall H was palpable today.
Possibly the energy of willpower.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Which we'll talk about later. They took the oath together. Oh, John's going to pull out the rings. John's about to
Here we go. That's right, John. Show him off, baby.
Oh, I mean,
you just realized that you had those, and this is the show.
Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, he showed them to us before.
No, I've had them on before. This is
no,
the one
I know.
that
I mean, like, you
fits
just
my
forgot
fat
to
ass
pull them
finger,
out.
so I'm wearing the not as good plastic one, but yeah.
John doesn't want the new design. I like the design.
I have to move my camera for a sec. Hang on. Ooh, you're seeing different angles. You're seeing my tissue box. I can, because I have to put it on my Green Lantern box, because my camera's too low and I can't fit it above my monitor. So, what are you gonna do, right?
Oop.
But yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I'll put it on my
not
pinky.
a Comic-Con.
I'll put it on my
I wish
pinky
I was
because
there.
that's the only I could fit it on my pinky. There we go. We got the both of them there, folks. Hell yeah.
Should being a bit greedy there. You got 2 lantern rings. Can you get chosen twice?
You want me to be greedy, Dan? You want me to be greedy? I'll be greedy. I'll be fucking greedy. How about this? There. Now I'm real fucking greedy.
Okay. I get it.
Hell yeah.
I thought that was fun.
The red lanterns.
That was, you know what? Tough crowd. All right, y'all suck. Get out of here. No, we're not. We're not there, but we're just talking about it. Will the rings fit? Yeah, they both kind of. Well, I mean, this one's smaller, but it fits.
Mm-hmm.
It works.
Yep.
Wait,
Anyway,
no,
let's
I think
keep going.
I picked the wrong one. Hang on a sec.
Okay.
I picked the
all right.
blue one. But
Uh-oh.
hey, I gotta have hope, right? I gotta have hope for that this show will be good. So you know, I picked the wrong one, guys. Don't worry, it's fine. We're fine. It's fine.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It's all good. It's all good.
I can't tell if this is good ASMR or not, or we're just watching
No,
John
it's not.
pick out
It's
rings.
not.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. Cool. Let's keep going. We got a lot more to get into. This panel was packed.
Yeah, we do.
Perfect. There we go. Now I have it on the proper finger. There we go. Proper one on the proper finger. Willpower, baby. I gotta have the willpower to fucking get through this show. The thing I love most about Jon Stewart is that he inspires me. Aaron Pierre shares what it means to play a legendary DC hero in Lanterns. Again, this is the type of shit I'm talking about. Like, it just, yeah. Believe in Saint Walker. True that. But I just think, you know, maybe it's just like people think they're cool. It's like, oh, I don't even care that I'm this character. It's like, whatever, right? And they're like, ooh, look how cool and relatable. And it's just like, no, you're not. It's just like Jon Stewart, like, you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember that? Oh my God, this was fucking like probably like a decade ago at this point, where Andrew Garfield like posed as like a fan asking a question, and he was wearing a full Spider-Man, and and then he took off the mask. People went crazy, and then he explained like what Spider-Man meant to him. I'm like, that's the kind of shit we need from like people like instead of like that, oh yeah, it's like whatever, I'm playing like Captain Marvel, I guess, like sure or whatever, bro. And it just, you know, yeah, bro's literally me. He's literally me. But yeah, I
feel
again,
like this is it's great energy. It's you love to see it because if you're excited for it, then the fans will get excited for it. Like Denzel Washington was so excited to be a part of Black Panther 3 that he blurted it out 3 months before, like months, not years before it was ever meant to become publicly official. So, you know, it's not even an age-related thing. I just think like some people just seem to not, I guess, want to embrace that. It's like if you're gonna go in all in, like go all in. It's like Sir Anthony Hopkins has been like, so he's like, I do it now because it's fun, and you know my grandkids love it. So I'm like this. I'm like, yeah, that's yeah, hell yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, Aaron Pierre clearly enthusiastic about this. Let's keep going.
Hell yeah.
So much more.
But apparently Aaron Pierre was discussing his tendon separation from the bone and his bicep snapping up to his shoulder, and how he knew he had to. Jon Stewart told him not to ask dumb questions if he still wanted to do it. What would Jon Stewart do? I love how like, oh my God, this makes Ryan Hurst's departure from Kratos even worse. Bro, fucking, he got his bicep snapped. He's like, nah, I'm still in it, bro. Meanwhile, Amazon's like yeeting this motherfucker. It's like, damn. Yeah.
Tendon
that
off
sucks,
the bone.
Bro. That really fucking sucks.
So, if you go to the next link for a second, because basically what happened was while he was auditioning, I think one of the several auditions that he did, he ended up getting injured, and what he described in his own words was like literally, you know, his bicep tore off the bone, which is like a full-blown tear. You gotta like do reconstructive surgery, and then they were like, do you still want to do the show? Because like, you know, we're going through callbacks and stuff, and like, yeah, hell yeah, like stop asking stupid questions. Of course I want to still do the show. And like, yeah, again, it goes to show you the man is committed. And I mean, this is the biggest role of his career, and he knows this is going to open doors for him. So I understand that he's being very smart with that, but also at the same time, he clearly seems very enthusiastic about it. So yeah, you appreciate the enthusiasm. If you're not excited, then why should I be excited about your show? So I appreciate that from Aaron Pierre.
Yeah.
But it does sound like a very painful injury to have, like, you know, like, holy shit, that changes your life for a while. So, yeah.
Absolutely. The DCU's Jon Stewart is a guy who just won't accept the way the world is and wants to change it, says the guy that means less to me.
Tom King. Tom King said it. Tom King said it.
Yeah, and Tom King sucked my balls, but yeah.
So like, clearly, Jon Stewart's got a sense of righteousness to him, which I mean, you know, like sometimes could come across as a bit cocky, maybe because he is, but yeah, I appreciate that. Again, it's showing the, like, you know, the wisdom of one guy and like clearly the hot-headedness of the other, right? So yeah,
sure. Apparently Laura Linney is playing a Guardian in Lanterns.
Hell yeah, girl.
Confirmed.
Hell yeah, Laura. Get it, baby. I
Yeah,
don't know what
Chris
that means, but
Mundy-
woo!
So Chris Mundy confirmed that Laura Linney is playing one of the Guardians. Which, John, do you want to do with the 101 of what a Guardian is in the Lantern lore?
So the Guardians of the Universe are pretty much the people, or the group of aliens that are like fucking older than the universe, who essentially created the Green Lantern Corps. They realized that the universe there was too much chaos, and they needed to bring order to the chaos of the universe. So they assigned they assigned sectors across the universe, and assigned different people to them, the aliens of certain worlds in this sector. So they are essentially like the creators of the peacekeepers of the universe. And there's been many stories. It's like, oh, should the Guardians have done this and all that? So there's like the whole idea of like morality and ambiguity in regards to the Guardians. And then others have like branched off, because I know a Guardian branched off, was like, oh, the universe needs hope, created the Blue Lantern Corps, and then like it kind of went off from
Saint
there.
Walker.
Well, Saint Walker didn't, but he was picked for the Green
No,
Lantern.
what I mean is like, then that's how he got Saint Walker. So.
Yeah. Yes. And you can actually see them in this trailer. I think it was when I think it's supposed to be Jon Stewart's mom, when she's holding him as a baby, like a Guardian comes to her.
Which the way they play it in the trailer almost feels like that's meant to be isn't it
a
shapeshifter, like the Hunters. It's one of these images we had earlier.
Hang on, let me.
There's the shot, right there.
Yep. So which is funny because it kind of looks like a fucking like American Revolutionary, with like the British like army back during that time, because just the red and the white like kind of reminds me of that. But like, sure.
But like, is that meant to be the baby, or is that because that looks like baby Jon Stewart, right?
Yeah,
that's meant to be the actress who plays the mom. But like this character shapeshifts, so Guardians are also able to shapeshift, kind of like the Manhunters. Is that the idea? Because they're not really humans, right? So like Laura Linney is they're not human. She looks like human, right? Because like in the trailer, this is kind of this plays over the whole Manhunters part of the trailer, so it's almost misleading if you didn't know what you were looking at.
Yeah.
But I mean, trailers do that, so I suppose that's a British Guardian. Is Laura Linney British? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. No. That's what I thought. So, but yeah, Chris Mundy confirmed it. So there you go. We got that confirmed. Let's keep going.
Porna, who plays Zoe, discussing how when she first heard about the project, she was worried she wasn't necessarily the right pick because she hadn't read a comic in a year. Hell, Tom King has never read a comic ever, from how he fucking talks. But then heard she might have a thing with Aaron Pierre, and it was an immediate yes. Honestly,
hell yeah.
Honestly,
I mean, this is Nicole Kidman, Val Kilmer all over again. Yep, there you go. It's that whole thing. John, if you were in Purna Jagannathan's place, would you make any choices that are different than hers?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you would be making the same exact choices. It's and we'll talk about it as we go, because apparently they showcase not one, not two, not three, not four. They showcase like 5, or even as many as, if I counted them correctly, 6 different scenes from the show throughout the Comic-Con panel at Hall H. Like, not only did we get the trailer, but like for the people in Hall H, they got like half a dozen scenes from the show, including, many of the different characters. So yeah, and one of them kind of refers to what Purna Jagannathan's Zoe might have gone up to with Jon Stewart. So can't wait. She's got that great show. She's got the show about like I think it's on Hulu. I forget the name of the show, but it's basically like she's like this person who runs the shady business of like a Desi mob person. This is a show that is made in English, by the way. It's not like an Indian show. But I think it won an Emmy too a couple of years ago. And there's these two sons. They don't know that their father was like a big mobster, you know, kingpin. And then he dies, and then they have to take over his business, and she kind of runs everything. And so she becomes like it's a hilarious show. You guys should see it. And Sapurna Jagannathan is on there, and I think she's done a few other things, but this is obviously, again, higher profile HBO, big time Lanterns DC comic show. So I can't wait to see more of her. And yeah, when we get into the
she was also in holy crap, Never Have I Ever on Netflix, and she I think she was in a movie that came out a couple of years ago. But yeah, I really like her as an actress. She's really great.
I've never seen her in anything, so sorry.
She's awesome, John. Take my word for it.
I'll take your word for it.
Thank you.
But according to her, she teases that Zoe's an outsider who's always had men wrapped around her figure, so very much like an old school femme fatale. She's in a couple of relationships and gets bored very easily, but needs to keep the town at peace and the lanterns in their place. So cool.
I like
Heck
the description
buddy.
of that. Yeah, it's oh yeah, it's called Deli Boys. Yeah, that's the name. Thank you, Harold. Deli Boys.
Oh, I'm
Watch
sorry. I
that
thought you
show.
had said it, so I would have told you. I thought you had
No,
said it.
I was blanking
Yes,
on it.
Deli
Yeah,
Boys.
yes. Great show. Great. I think it's what season
Awesome.
3 now. Like it's
On
a couple
Hulu.
of-
I believe
yeah.
season 3. Yes, on Hulu.
Yeah, it's great. That show, Emmy winning, I think, or at least Emmy nominated. I feel like it won. I remember talking about that. So, or maybe it was Golden Globes. Whatever. It's a good show.
It's a good
anyway,
show,
John, let's keep going.
Yes. But next up, Nathan Fillion apparently cracked the panel, running in saying, "Stop the panel." He's a big deal at San Diego Comic-Con, and he's legally mandated to be here. His face is on that
He
building.
does this kind of stuff all the time, and that's why we love
Wait.
him, man.
We got the video.
Brought a
Let's,
clip of Stewart and Gardner.
we got the video. We'll just let Nathan do the talking.
Bless him. My guy.
He's like, I'm over 50
Hey,
at
guys.
this one. I can't
so
I can't do it like this.
Somebody left my email off the invite list for this panel. I don't know if you guys know this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a big deal at the Comic-Con. I've done shows like Castle and Thank You the Rookie, Firefly. There's a building outside with my face on it.
Yeah.
Legally, I'm required to be here.
Well,
I brought my ring.
we are thrilled to have you, Nathan Fillion.
Thanks.
That's a nice little surprise there. We don't have a clip though, right, of Guy Gardner?
Oh, hey, not my first rodeo. I brought my own clip.
Okay.
Bless him. Bless that man. He's the best.
He brought his own
truly.
clip. The man comes prepared. This is, I mean, what else can you ask for, you know?
If you guys ever watched American Housewife, I believe it was called, he was in one episode, and he dressed up as his character from Firefly, and they were like, "Oh, do you have like a Comic-Con to go to?" And he was like, No. This is just for me. I love this man.
Damn, Guy Gardner and the Batman who does not eat nachos sharing the screen. Beautiful.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion is one of the goats. He's one of the goats. He's a national treasure. He
Yes.
a
Truly
national
is.
treasure. A
Is he
Canadian
Canadian?
national treasure? Yes, a Canadian
Because
national
we are
treasure.
of the cloth.
Yep, great stuff. All right, well, yeah, he did show up with a clip. John, do we have it to describe?
Well-
is this where we're going to next?
He's Canadian
Or-
and American, so we can claim him.
We're not talking about his. We're gonna get there eventually, but these are
Yeah.
all the clips that we're gonna talk about because people were describing them. So apparently,
Right.
the
So
first
rap,
clip we got was Hal Jordan picking Jon Stewart up in a car, wondering why John isn't more curious about asking where he was. After an adversarial conversation, Hal gives John the Green Lantern ring and tells him to meet him at a taco stand a few miles down the road. This was the scene in the teaser, Hal then jumps out of the car, leaving John to save himself as it barrels off a cliff. We then see John approach the taco stand where Hal is taking selfies with fans. A child tells Hal that their mother misses his Green Lantern uniform and Hal says he still brings it out for special occasions. Hal then asks John what construct he created for himself. The answer, bubble wrap.
Perfectly valid.
Again,
solution.
that's like, I want to see more of that because I'm like, that feels like Hal. Little bit more douchey than normal, but like still, that fucking feels like Hal to me, like rather than what they have in the trailer. So
no, but I mean clearly, like, but that's in the show, right? So like the good thing is that
no, I know. I just wish we saw more of that in the trailer. That's all.
Yeah, I mean they've shown you part. I mean they've shown us basically half of this sequence, but not the part where we're gonna have. But obviously the big implication there is Lizz and John. Like this is. Like this Hal Jordan guy is famous. Like he's been doing this for a while. People know him. It's more Marvel.
Yeah, I mean we saw that on the little like TV that John Stewart was watching. Like, hey,
he's pretty famous in this universe. So yeah, almost like he's over being the famous part of it, which is fair. Yeah, this was one. I think this was one of many, right? So we're gonna get through all of these. They showcase a lot of clips. So again, if you guys don't want to be spoiled, just beware. We're talking about the sequences.
So we already did this first one. God, I kind of want to talk out now. Hal Jordan. Then the second one, Hal Jordan interrogates a man he suspects of being a manhunter, suspicious on his lack of knowledge about pop culture, especially Harry Potter. Okay. Wolf.
Harry Potter. Well, there's your reference to. I don't know. Like, there's your reference to another HBO show that's going to be coming out just months after. So I suppose they wanted to do that, which is fair. But dude, we have seen like there's okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find that shot. We have a still from the show's marketing where we see a part of this scene.
Yeah, we saw that at the end of the first trailer where he's like doing the ring thing. Or, sorry, doing the ring thing.
And we'd see him use it to make a construct in this.
Grogu!
The world now makes
buddy.
sense. The world is a little bit better now that Brogu is here.
Oof. It's really gassing you, buddy.
I love Brogu's my favorite. Sorry, guys. Hate to break it to you. I do have a favorite child.
Wow.
And his name is Brogu.
He went there. Wow. Okay.
Who do you think it is? Caleb?
Okay.
Come on now.
Well,
come on.
I mean,
come on.
Yeah, Caleb's the ugly duckling of the group. Come on.
I mean, I'm engaged to my favorite, so I can't really say anything.
Right.
Monique's my second favorite.
Monique's up there
Because she brings us good recipes. Heck
top
yeah.
3. Yeah.
She comes with
I'm
good
fat,
recipes.
so like of course I'm gonna like the food
John.
person,
They say the way to a man's heart goes through his stomach, right? So like there you go. That's how John operates, as probably most guys.
I think we can all collectively agree that the worst is Yatch. So yeah.
Well, that's why he's not invited anymore.
Never to return.
Yep.
Yeah.
Too bad, so sad.
But this kind of is going off of what was said before. The Hal interrogates named Waylon. It would be interesting if he was Waylon Jones. I don't think they're going to go there, but that would be interesting. An alien in disguise trying to poke holes in his understanding of Earth culture, football, stats, Obama, etc. John and Sheriff Carey watch behind the two-way glass. Carey thinks Hal is lonely and has nothing to lose. And it definitely is giving Dark Knight kind of vibes. What is he going to put a chair underneath the fucking doorknob and just like start beating the shit out of him?
Swear to me. Anyway, just
swear to me.
I just did the same.
Whoa, why'd you say that name? Oh, I don't know. That was weird. I fucking love Lego Batman so much.
Yep. Anyway, before we get sidetracked, so yes, we're gonna get a lot. I'm guessing this is probably from the first few episodes of the show. So,
two
by the way,
new
the
Lantern
Outback
scenes.
Steakhouse.
In a flashback, like John gets briefed on a mission at an Outback Steakhouse. I hope they're eating the bloomin' onion. The target is Grey Wolf. He insists throughout that he doesn't need extraction from the mission. And another guy, who I assume this is the one that Nathan Fillion brought, flies down and visits John, who has a goatee in prison. John tells Gardner to turn that shit off. The rest of the scene is redacted by the Green Lantern Corps.
Yeah, you can't give away some spoilers, but yeah. Dude, you got an Outback Steakhouse in the show, so there's a sponsorship right there.
Yeah. This scene is brought to you by Outback Steakhouse.
They got some baller bread.
It would be really funny because I could definitely picture them doing that, especially if Hal says it. He's like, "Man, this bloomin' onion tastes great."
He has like an Outback Steakhouse patch on his uniform.
Yeah. I will say the bread at Outback is very good.
Dude, it's so good. I never knew how good it was until they're like, you need to try it. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, oh, yep, nope. It's
Although I've heard Texas Roadhouse rolls are really good. The cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster I've heard are good. But I've never been to either of those.
You know what? Actually, Texas Roadhouse is even better. Texas Roadhouse is even better. Like that shit, like it's got the right. I'm like, I don't know how to make that stuff at home, but I'm like, it's got the right amount of sweetness.
Well, didn't Monique tell us that you can like get them in the frozen section?
I need to look this up. The closest thing I found are the Red Lobster ones, which I also love. The cheddar biscuits. You know. But yeah, Nathan Fillion is good. All of our favorite actor. Yeah.
Honestly, one of these days, because the thing is, I don't have a Texas Roadhouse near me, so I have to go to like a couple cities away to find one. So, that's fine.
Okay, so they're in the freezer side. I'm gonna have to look this up online, maybe like Amazon for me, like because I don't know if I've seen him in like.
Amazon's really bad with food because I've looked up like pretty general stuff. I'm like, man, I'm too lazy to go out. I'm gonna add an order from Amazon. They don't have it. They don't even have like Pop-Tarts outside of like the fucking really shitty flavors or like really big packages. I'm like, guys, what are we doing here? Come on now.
I just go for the bread, like the biscuits, like the sweet butter, like oh god, like
it's really the butter that makes them. You could as long as you have that butter.
Yeah, because don't they have that like cinnamon butter or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
That's Oh, Walmart.
It's not about the bread; it's about the butter for sure.
Now, okay, so here's the thing, you can't get like actual Texas Roadhouse biscuits on Amazon, but you can get like the King's Hawaiian and like.
Well, again, I mean, it's the same thing with crackers and butter as well.
God, man, that Land O'Lakes cinnamon. You know what I did try?
It's not about
Land O'Lakes cinnamon sugar butter spread. Oh, that was good.
Yeah,
I got it once. I could never find it again. I was like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make your own. You just need cinnamon, brown sugar, and butter, and you're there.
Yeah, I know.
Right, Monique? Monique knows what I'm talking about.
I have everything
but I'm lazy. Sugar, so that's the thing, Liz. I'm lazy.
You know what? I'm gonna order some brown sugar. I'm gonna make some for myself at home. Why not? Let's give it a shot, and then get some of those King's Hawaiian rolls. Yeah, you might see me eating that in the next episode of the show. Anyway, all right, let's. Because I know we're all hungry now.
Because Dan is our Brad Pitt from Ocean's 11, where he's just constantly
That's right,
eating.
Always snacking,
dude. Did you guys watch, what was it, Tearless Tuesday? John is ranking horror franchises, and I pulled out like a 5-course meal because I didn't have anything to say, and I'm just like there eating, like, you know, dessert.
I was eating ice cream yesterday while Dan was in dispersion.
I think you know what I think needs to happen? Just like Monique gives us her dinner order every night, I think, Dan, you need to take a picture of what's in front of you and share it with us every day so we can see the amount of snacks and which snacks have been devoured, which snacks remain.
And the thing is, I thought I ate unhealthy. I do, but like I think Dan has me beat.
But sometimes Dan will get something and then it'll sit there like half consumed for weeks at a time.
Oh, like
he goes through
Dr.
phases.
Calamitous from Jimmy Neutron. The man who can never finish anything.
Speaking from real life experience here of like seeing you do that. Like
Dan doesn't like horror movies. That's okay. Like it's a very specific genre. That's fine if people don't like them. Be accepting, Caleb.
I don't care for them myself. I mean, I've watched some, but I don't really like. So I'm seeing Her Private Hell this weekend, and I'm like really nervous about it because it look like they say it's a drama, but it looks a little scary for Liz.
Did you like any of any other films by Nicholas Winding Refn or no?
Oh, girl, I don't know. What other films did he do?
He did Drive. I mean, he did Neon Demon.
I did watch Neon Demon. I was not a fan because they made Keanu Reeves a bad guy, so that did make me happy. But I mean, I know Neon does some crazy shit, so I'm surprised our boy Lakeith isn't in it, for goodness sakes.
Yeah.
Like, there was a movie the other day we were talking about that was gonna have Lakeith Stanfield, and I was like, Liz is gonna love this thing. It had a crazy premise. It's not the one Liz.
I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about too, and I was like, oh, what a surprise! Lakeith's in it. Okay.
Yep. Anyway,
hold on. Now I gotta look it up because it's gonna bother me.
Can we move along from Lanterns and from? Because goodness gracious, you guys, we have so much.
Oh, I just realized he has my sister's birthday. Anyway, what is he doing? I don't know. It doesn't really. Is it Monsanto, Slime, Lear, Rex, Fast, and The Wrong Girls? Those are all the movies he's doing soon.
Was it The Wrong? I forget which one we were talking. It's fine. I'm sure we'll get more news about it in the future. Let's keep going with the lantern scenes. There's more scenes
Anyway.
here. Yeah.
Anyway. At the bar, Cal keeps queuing up Brand New Key by Melanie on the jukebox to annoy men there, so they'll fight him and he'll end up in prison to get information. As he gets beaten up, John and Zoe flirt.
There's the scene
In
from the
another
trailer.
clip, Macon walks Hal and John to their car after dinner at his ranch. John ate tofu. Macon makes a joke about eating off another man's grill. John tells Hal he slept with Macon's wife, Zoe. Hal is amazed because they've only been there for 24 hours. Jesus fucking Christ.
Hey, you know what? I told you guys, like, this is gonna be great. This show is good. The humor is gonna come from somewhere. So I'm looking for there it is. There's Zoe and John. They're gonna get up to some stuff. And apparently she's married to Macon. So cool. I thought this is gonna be fun.
One last clip, which we saw in the trailer. Hal visits Sinestro in prison. Sinestro knows of John. Ulrich is so good, I got goosebumps. Hal goes back to the motel, starts to charge his ring. John beats him up, which, Dan, you were kind of saying. And doors are broken, blood is spilled. Hal says John will never replace him. Ooh, Sinestro getting in his head.
They get into it. They get into a literal fight. I was like, this. The Hal is like getting pumped by Sinestro, comes back and he's like, "Oh no, you don't."
That's not the only thing that's pumping. Heyo.
Well, Zoe and John. I mean, there's some pumping going on there apparently. So yeah.
Good Lord.
But it seems like they're pretty, in terms of their jobs outside of being Green Lanterns, are accurate to the comics. Hal Jordan's a test pilot. John Stewart is a Marine from a military family, although he is also an architect. So there's that as well. And Guy Gardner's a gym teacher, which is very much accurate because
very accurate.
That was
he looks like a
that
gym
was
teacher.
I think he was like that was the thing that put him into a coma in the comics. Like one of his kids, one of the kids he was teaching ran in front of a car and he threw them out of the way and he gets hit by a truck or something like that and he gets put into a coma.
Wow,
and that's why John Stewart becomes the backup Green Lantern because Guy Gardner was put into a coma. So fun facts.
Cool. Well, so not only do we know that John Stewart's from a military background, John, we know specifically that if you go to the next thing, he was a Marine. He was a Marine sniper. So that to me is like, okay, cool. And we see it in the trailer. There's a shot.
There's that scene that looked very Bourne Identity-esque, where he's like on the boat. I'm like, this looks straight out of Bourne Identity. I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
Like he's
not
got
the where he's on, not this one, but yes, you're right. But the one, this one specifically, because it reminds me of like when Bourne lost his memory and whatever. So.
Yeah, I don't think like Sinestro's punking Hal. I think it's more like Sinestro trained Hal. So Hal and Sinestro, you would imagine, had a similar chemistry at some point that Hal and John do. And I think it's more that the Guardians are probably trying to, because it seems like Laura Linney, every time we've seen her character, she's talking to John. She doesn't talk to Hal. And Hal is sort of like, they're implying that Hal kind of does his own thing. Maybe they're worried that he's gonna go off the reservation and like, so maybe the Guardians would rather have John there, but at the same time John seems a little cocky, so it's like they're setting up a lot of room for character development, which obviously you'd want to have in a show. So I'm excited to see where this all goes. You don't mess with Marine snipers. Damn, those guys can do some shit. Like the Marines are hardcore in general. I've
seen Full Metal Jacket. I know what's up.
Yeah, exactly. Now the last thing they did, John, before the panel ended, which of course years ago Ryan Reynolds did the same thing, and he recited the Lantern Oath, and that's what the guys here did. All three of them together, and you can actually even hear all the like Kyle Chandler's voice is significantly deeper than the other two, which is kind of weird because like Aaron Pierre, didn't imagine. would be, but like it's kind of more of a raspy deep, and then Aaron Pierre's got a deep voice, and then Nathan Fillion's got like a, I don't know, like a normal person voice, I suppose, which is why he's so relatable. We have
hey, Nathan Fillion is anything but normal. Don't disgrace the man.
No, I know. I'm just saying like more relatable. So we have the clip, John. Let's see how their oath at a Comic-Con compares to years ago when Ryan Reynolds did it at the Comic-Con for the 2011 movie Green Lantern.
I have to record this on my phone. I don't know if I'm ever going to get to do this again, guys.
Why did that sound like Arnold Schwarzenegger?
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let all who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light.
They fucked up a little bit, but that's okay.
Well, because it's mostly Kyle Chandler clearly like wasn't entirely like in tune. He was like a little behind, then he messed it up, and they're like, "Oh, we're just gonna keep going here." Like clearly, like he knows he was only here for one season. Like these guys are gonna be around for a while. Like, and obviously, like hey, Nathan Fillion's been a nerd about Green Lanterns for years. Like he wanted to play Hal Jordan for years, and then Aaron Pierre's clearly into this. So, yeah. Like Kyle Chandler was the dad of the group, which is kind of weird because he's basically the same age as Nathan Fillion, but you wouldn't be able to tell that those two guys are virtually the same age. It's kind of wild. Nathan Fillion is just aging super gracefully. So yeah, best gardener ever. I love the shirt. I want that shirt. Yeah, there's some zhuzh in that shirt. All right, well that was a Lanterns trailer, John. Did you guys give your ratings for the trailer before we move on? What did you like? I gave it a 9 out of 10. What did you think about?
I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay, and John?
I'll give it like a 5.
Okay. Wow. I didn't realize you got to be that far off of what I did. Anyway, cool. So Fan saying Kyle died seem older than Nathan. Kyle died. What? Okay. You mean? Oh, maybe I don't know. Maybe Nathan Fillion dyes his hair. Is that?
Oh, he meant does.
Does seem older than Nathan. Yeah. Well, you know what?
I think he's a few years. I think Nathan's in his early to mid 50s. I think he's like 52 or 53.
He's 55. No. Nathan is 50. Nathan is 55.
Oh,
Nathan Fillion is 55. Okay. And Kyle Chandler is 60. So I guess, but they don't look like they're 5 years apart. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot more gray going on for one than the other. So anyway, all right, cool. 10,000 out of 10.
Oh, because I think Kyle Chandler's finally he stopped the Just for Men hair treatment, so now he's going full salt and pepper. Yeah. Then Nathan Fillion, he's like, I
never started it. I feel like it's just naturally there. But anyway. Let's move on from Lanterns. We got a lot of other DC news to get into. We got Batman news from the Batman Part 2, set photos, Clayface. They were doing some good social media stuff today, but kind of recapping their special hidden panel in the Jim Lee panel yesterday. So also, I don't know if we're going to have time for it tonight. If we do, we will do Fancast Friday. If we don't, then we might have to do it next week. But we were going to do the new DC Wonder Woman writer. And ironically enough, John, today happens to be... not that. Let's move on.
I have to record. I don't know if I'm ever gonna get to.
Dude, get it off. Okay, there you go.
What are you
Today
doing?
I was okay. You know what?
Linda, yeah, girl. Woohoo! Wonder Woman.
Ironically, today is the 75th birthday of Linda Carter. Yeah. So yeah, she hits. What is that? What is what kind of jubilee is that? 75? Is that like a silver?
That's a diamond, I believe. After diamond is 70. Yeah.
Diamond. All right. Linda Carter hits 75. I mean, look,
go
she
ahead, girl.
Still looks gorgeous. So, I mean, not that image is obviously from back in the day, but I almost kind of wish we got the third Wonder Woman movie just because I wanted to see more of Linda Carter's character, because they kind of teased it at the end. But I mean, she was also in Supergirl, right? She was a president in that show. So
yeah, and then she was in Sky High. Legends will know she was in Sky High.
Hell yes,
and and then at the end, my sister remembers this. I don't remember this, but when she's like, movie. "I'm not Wonder Woman," apparently my mom fucking went into a crying fit from laughing so hard.
She's a beautiful woman.
And
Yeah.
and I love how a couple years ago she's like, it still fits, and I'm like, damn right it does. We love you, Linda.
Yes, it does. I hope that they give her a cameo or some kind of presence in the new DCU somewhere. Like maybe not the parent thing, but like maybe some other way. So
yeah.
Caleb saying Sky High is the greatest superhero ever made. And I'll just stop that comment there.
I
Let's
honestly,
move on to the next quick.
Sky High is pretty goated. It's pretty goated.
It is very, very underrated.
It's a
very
great
underrated.
movie, dude.
It's a great.
So good.
Yeah. It's better than My Hero Academia. There, I said it. Anyway, DC Comics announces Batman of Two Worlds, a one-shot crossover pitting Batman against Absolute Batman, written by Matt Fraction and Scott Snyder. Obviously, since they're writing their respective versions at this point. Drawn by Javi Fernandez and Nick Darrington. Same crime, two worlds, the two bats never cross paths. So yeah, it's not like it's gonna
like
be
an
like
epic rap battle.
It's not gonna be
history.
Batman v Batman, Dawn of
Absolute Batman.
Yoked. Dawn of Yoked fucking biceps.
I genuinely love both of those right now that they got going, the blue and the black, and like, oh, look at that logo. They did the whole like superimposing thing. I like it. I like this. This would be fantastic. A one-shot crossover. This is part of one of the other things that happened at Hall, not Hall H, but at Comic-Con. So, yeah, cool. Can't wait. Cannot wait to see this come through.
Now we move over to next up,
more Lantern.
We got exclusive look at the poster, and it looks kind of bland. Not gonna lie, but that's just me.
I don't mind it. I mean, I like it's very in your face. It's very, and then it clearly shows the tension between the two characters. Like one of them is like, I don't give a fuck. The other guy is like, I hate you, and you get that in the poster. So yeah, can't wait. And also Emmy Award winner Kyle Chandler. You gotta put that in there.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully so. Hey Chimera. I know, dude. Like everybody wants to go at SDCC, but the thing is, it's like you gotta have the stamina for it. Like Liz can tell you, like Comic Cons are not easy.
I have no interest in SDCC, also because everything's by lottery. So it's just for me, it's more of a hassle, especially if I'm not a local. I don't know the area. It's not for me, gang. Not for me. I go to 4 others throughout the year, so don't worry. I'll be all right. I'm going to one in 2 weeks. So
and we'll talk about it.
First one of the year for me. I'm very excited.
I'm going to one in 2 weeks as well.
That's right. John and I are going to be in different states, but we're going to be having a heck of a time the same weekend.
Nice.
Yep. So I mean,
thank you, Harold.
Of course, H.R. Arjona fucking picks Lobo because she's fucking porking him right now. But
well, technically, she said Aquaman. It's technically Aquaman. Like the
it is Aquaman.
But the Adria Arjona did pick her Mount Rushmore. Hey, look at that Mount Rushmore of DC superheroes.
Wonder where they
not
got
just DC because we got the Powerpuff Girls right there.
Yep. Well, yes,
which is
it's all superheroes. They had
we gotta get the ladies in there. Yes, I guess maybe like Warner Brothers characters. Maybe that's what they were going for.
But somebody said Audra chose David Superman because that's her fellow Trinity member, and then DC Film News said not that one.
No, that's not what it is. If you go back in the clip, basically they're looking at a bunch of photos of different Batmen, and you can't tell who she's pointing to or who the dude's pointing to that she's referring to, but they're like, oh, we gotta have a Batman in there, and like we gotta have a Batman, and then she's like, oh, not that one, and then eventually the guy suggests, let's do the Christian Bale Batman. You got Adam West in there, but like, and you do actually have Marvel heroes too, Black Panther, Shuri. But she says like, oh, not that one, but nobody knows which Batman she was referring to. Because obviously, I don't think this has anything to do with who's going to play Batman in the DCU, but it was kind of interesting. So not really a whole lot else going on there. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
I mean, hey, Adria Arjona looking fantastic as always.
Apparently, Clayface has Batman on speed dial. Stay tuned for more serious film review.
This was like from yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. Recently, they were joking that like, oh, they wanted Rob for a cameo. So they were like, and he's like, oh, I got him on speed dial. Ain't that funny?
No, she was like, did you reach out to him for advice? And he was like, oh yeah, I got him on speed dial. It was just like off the cuff. I'm not surprised, like Tom Reese Harris, Robert Pattinson. I'm sure they can relate to each other's experiences being in Gotham cities of their own.
Although speaking of Rob, Robert Pattinson will take a small break from filming The Batman Part 2 in September to promote and attend the Venice premiere of his upcoming film Primetime. Bro, this shit's already getting delayed enough. Good. Can you really afford to fucking take a break?
Hey, man.
Like, come on. No. Here's what's going to happen. He's going to take a break, and it's like, delayed for another 6 months. And it's like,
I mean, it happened the first time too, right? Because he got COVID or something. Right? Wasn't that it too for the Batman?
No,
didn't he get? I thought he got COVID, or somebody else got COVID, or was that during Tenet?
It was Black Panther 2 because the Shuri who plays Shuri, she got COVID.
No, our Pats had something going on too where they had to delay. I'm pretty sure it was the Batman.
You know what? I think it was an injury, but it wasn't terribly long. I don't know if it delayed the release of the movie.
Either way,
delayed the release because of the strikes.
The man's going to his projects that are actually like being released, so I don't blame him. Like he's got to make his choices, and I can't blame him at this point. He's been waiting long enough for this crap.
Like for 1 week, like here's the thing, they probably scheduled around this already because this isn't something that happened after they started filming the movie. So, and the thing is, for 1 week they can do second unit photography, they could film some of the other stuff. There's got to be scenes in this when he's not a part of, right? So
100%.
They'll keep filming, and then also like Primetime is one of the few, we mentioned it yesterday, one of the few Hollywood movies from like a mid-major, major Hollywood studio, A24 here, that's gonna be at Venice this year, because a lot of Hollywood kind of skipping Venice, and the Venice Film Festival, the chief is like, Hollywood's kind of in an identity crisis, so not surprised, but they kind of got Primetime in just in the nick of time into their lineup. So I mean, yeah, go promote the movie. Like Venice is usually a big hit on the circuit, so I'm not surprised. But I mean, a week away from set's not going to kill the movie. I'm sure they already scheduled around this.
He'll be all right.
Before we knew about it. So
yeah,
exactly, Liz. What you said. Let's keep going.
Yep. So today, DC lineup at SDCC is DC's Gotham City panel, Next Level panel, Lanterns, and then My Adventures with Superman. So yeah, I believe you got like Batman Gotham City stuff and Lanterns and Superman. I believe Next Level is like it's the next, I don't think it's like a reboot, but it's like it's sort of like a push for I remember us talking about this where it's like a push for like C and D list like DC characters to get like their own book, to like their own time to shine, to be like, hey, it's sort of like, and integrate them a little bit better into the DC universe, and not just be like, oh hey, Batman, Superman, absolute blah.
Like that's,
so just
like that stroke is like, it's my time to shine,
John, I like you with the rings. You should keep the rings on. It's fun.
I'm like,
you look good. You look
I
good.
don't know, like I kind of feel like I'm losing circulation in my fingers right now.
I was gonna say,
okay, we can't. Let's not do that.
Starting to lose circulation.
Yeah, like you could kind of see like my finger a little bit. It's kind of squeezing.
Well, then let's go ahead and avoid that.
Well, since we're not talking about lanterns anymore, I think I could take them off. So hang on. Oh god, that feels so much better. The plastic one doesn't hurt as much, but the metal one is like, oof, that's a little red. Okay,
but that's a sacrifice John makes for the show.
Fuck. Ow.
That's right.
Yeah,
we're good. It's fine. I'll be fine. Anyway,
right, now we got to talk about a bunch of birthdays.
A lot of birthdays. Apparently,
dude, literally
apparently everybody was fucking in November. Like Thanksgiving really bringing out the best in people, because you got Skylar Gisondo, you got Sarah Sampaio, and you got David Dastmalchian, all of
them
within like a week.
He
of
says
one another.
The ambiguously canonic David Dastmalchian, like, which is great. I'm like ambiguously canonic,
and I love how this person was like the entire cast is July birthdays. Don't they?
No, remember we talked about it when Superman came out last year. We were like, okay, David Cornslow is born in July, Nicholas Hoult is born in July, Rachel Brosnahan is born in July, Jimmy Olsen is,
it was it would have been Robin Williams' 75th birthday 3 days ago. So yeah.
Hey, Thanksgiving time, it's like, it's a great time to go bang. Anyway, happy birthday to the CIA agent.
So romantic. Hey, you guys want to go bang? Like,
to make love.
I mean, if you're asking, I'm open to
anything. Don't say that either. Fuck's sakes.
Justice or polka dot.
Don't ruin my favorite holiday, you guys, please. I beg of you.
I didn't say nothing. You were the one that talking about banging. Like, ooh.
I'm sorry I brought that up. I'm just saying, like,
I don't
like,
think you are.
What else are we gonna?
Anyway, speaking of banging, let's talk about Clayface and that mug, that very alluring mug that gets cut up. But apparently James Watkins promises a lot of gore. Jim Lee shares monstrous Final Form artwork at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, we missed this yesterday, but this was cool because they actually showed artwork for the monster version of the character.
At one point, Harry's drew a simple doodle, which Lee worked into a sketch of the shape-shifting villain's monstrous final form. Interesting.
Which I think we have the imagery there. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. That looks cool.
I love it. Just like blah, and then
hey,
bam.
Tony.
I might not be the biggest Jim Lee fan, but he can draw, so like, good for him.
Sorry, Liz, different Tony. Tony Robinson. I don't know where Tony.
I can still say hi to Tony. I can say hi to multiple Tonys. Let's everybody relax.
Yeah, of course.
But we don't want Tony Randall getting jealous,
Bro,
well,
stay, guys.
You're just not allowed to tell me I can't talk to somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know where you said you were leaving, but I'm glad you're not leaving. Anyway.
Yay.
DC, they can't keep us down for long. Hey, yeah. There's a few other looks at this. I think we have. Actually, no, we got Matt Reeves talking about producing.
Because Matt Reeves is kind of the Batman, doing everything Batman related at DC now. Probably the worst man for the job, but okay. Yeah. I'm drawn to the more grounded DC comic characters, and coming off the Batman, wanted to expand that interest to other characters and stories. He writes over email from the UK, where he's currently shooting Batman Part 2. Clayface presented a unique opportunity to dive into an origin story with a specific genre. It's a tragic character journey wrapped in terrifying body horror.
Yeah.
Cool.
I know it's probably perfectly normal, but I found it funny that he wrote this over email. But I'm like, okay, like people still use email. I was gonna make some joke about like, oh, Matt Reeves, that's why he's taking so long. I'm like, it's fine. We still use email.
You know who doesn't use email? Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, he doesn't have he has a typewriter, not a laptop.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder if he texts messages. Like, do you think he texts people?
No, what happens?
Well, he doesn't allow cell phones on set, and he also doesn't allow Uggs. You can't wear
Uggs
on set.
Yeah,
and then
which is hilarious.
no, but he like goes
So
to his
distracting.
wife, and he's like, hey, can you fucking email this person? And then when she gets the email, she has to then talk to him directly because she has the phone and laptop, and he doesn't.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran does that too because he doesn't have a cell phone.
Yeah. Apparently, he has designated iPad time too, like a fucking toddler.
I
and he just does
appreciate
email.
that. I wish I could live that same life. I really do. Hey, Ernie from H-Town. Nice.
Less we know about Steven Seagal, the better. Anyway, but as we know from yesterday, Tom Reese Harris and director James Watkins surprised the room with a secret Clayface panel during Jim Lee and Friends at San Diego Comic-Con. Here are some official pictures that we got. Bam! God, look at that fucking jawline, bro. That is like,
I know.
You could cut glass with that shit.
Yeah.
God damn, he is the wet dream of so many fucking women with that jawline. Is he over 6 feet? Because if he's got it, he's like fucking drowning in pussy. If he is, like, goddamn, the jawline.
Like everybody next to Jim Lee is 6 feet.
I'm looking it up. Tom Reese Harris.
Look at the height.
Let's look at the height, guys. What is his height? Oh, he's 5'11". Nope, he doesn't make the cut. Nope.
No, he just
not close.
You just need to wear tall shoes, just like
He's still taller than me, so he qualifies. Yeah. That's all I can say. I don't know that he's lady boner territory, but he's all right.
Ladies, remember, every man is taller than you when you're on your knees.
Boner.
Oh yeah.
There, I said
that is John, one way to look at it. I mean,
all right.
Yeah.
John is definitely not going to be drowning in pussy after that comment.
No, I'm not. Every vagina just shriveled up when I said
not
that.
Mine. I didn't hate it, John. I didn't hate it. Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
I guess it depends on the mood.
But anyway,
all right.
But yeah, there he's showing off the drawing he drew, and then look at the special fan gets it. That's nice. That's cool. Nice. I didn't realize they gave it away to somebody. That's awesome.
Great picture.
She looks so happy.
If you're already in an orgy, and I'm sure like that will hit, but like if you're not, then chances are you will.
I don't use pickup lines. Get out of here. What kind of man do you think I am?
I don't know, John. You tell us. 5'11", he doesn't have a chance in hell with some of these women. Anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway,
was that it for Clayface? I think that was it for. Let's talk.
Well,
about
we have like a
Batman.
little bit more.
Oh no,
we
there's
got a
more.
little bit more
Yes,
Tom Reese Harry's got to get the women
But
in
wait,
here.
but wait.
Look,
There's
I will say this is a
more.
really cool picture, like of him. He's just like, look. He looks like he's like reciting Shakespeare or something. Anyway,
Yeah.
very cool.
He's also
very
like
nice.
he seems a little.
He would be
shy.
good
You
in
listen to him
a
talk.
Shakespearean period piece. I think he's got the
Yeah.
face for that too.
I mean, yeah, he's white.
Is he British? He looks like he could be British.
He is. No,
Is
he's
he
British.
British?
He was in
to him talk
Doctor Who.
the other day. Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Girl,
This
I
could
don't
be a
know.
breakout role for him. I mean, this could lead to.
Yeah,
so
well, I
many
mean,
other
I was
things.
saying
Oh,
that about.
I
Well,
see
I mean,
big
that's how it
things
was
his way
for.
for sure.
Mhm.
For
With
Millie
that
Alcock, she
jawline.
was on a big TV show IP, and then now she's getting a chance in the DCU, just like Tom Reese Harry's.
Yeah.
So it works.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Let's
but
talk
that's
about
it.
the Batman Part 2.
But that is
bats,
it for
the R-Pack.
Clayface. Let's get into the Batman. The Batman.
They're filming
so
in the UK right now, John.
They are filming in the specifically the Queensway Tunnel that connects Liverpool to Birkenhead. What a name. Multiple
Aren't those, like,
vehicles
shoes?
has been
Never mind.
spotted to be covered in snow. Yeah, I mean, we kind of knew that, so.
Hey, Angelica. Oh, she watched the trailer 10 times.
Hopefully you
Other
didn't...
mommy, I watched
No,
that just
first of all, it should be Other Mother because alliteration is important. But that trailer fucked me up, you guys. I can't.
know, right?
Here's the thing.
I was talking about the other. Hey, right, dude.
But I love Jessica Chastain so much that I kind of want to
can't look
see
away.
this because
Well,
this
the
is
thing
so
is-
different from her. But
I know
that
this
trailer.
might be like
Mm-mm.
I know this might be like a shot in hell, but I think there may be a reason they couldn't call it Other Mother because Other Mother might be a copyrighted
Yeah.
character from Coraline, so they might not have been able to use. Now I'm not totally sure about that, but
Okay.
considering Other Mother is technically an actual character, maybe they couldn't use it, so they had to go
Fair.
with Other Mommy. And
Fair.
to be fair, it's a little kid. A kid usually calls their mother Mommy, so it
No,
works.
I know. I just think it's crap. But
yeah, mama, mother.
Caleb
mommy,
knows what's up.
Mommy, mom.
Anyway, but yeah, looking cool.
Batman Part 2 filming all week. in the
They're
UK.
also going to be filming on the Runcorn Bridge this week. Man, the British are
What a
terrible
name.
at naming things.
What a
goddamn.
name.
Runcorn?
Run
The
corn.
fuck does that mean?
it sounds cooler with an accent, John. So just relax.
At the Runcorn
Runcorn?
Bridge.
Runcorn
No,
See,
it
there
still
you are.
sounds like shit. No, it still sounds terrible.
It literally
Trying to
sounds like when
appreciate
you had too much corn.
Such
then,
haters.
Yeah,
Such...
and you're running through it. Like there was
Oh
actually a
my-
guy
okay.
who did that. Where he ate only
I'm a-
corn for 3 days, and by the end of it, he was just like, it was just corn coming out. It was just.
Oh
corn.
my good God. I
Sorry,
had
let's
corn
keep
today.
going.
Do you have to do this shit to me?
Well,
Guys.
this shit is proper.
No,
with
no.
what we're talking about.
No, you're done. No.
Let's move on. We gotta keep
Anyway,
going.
same place. Cinematographer Eric Messerschmidt posted this photo from. Seems like it will be filming a location for Batman Part 2.
It looks like
So-
that photo, if you look on the map, that looks like that angle of view is literally if you're standing on the bridge. So, I mean, it looks like, yeah, they're going to be filming. It gives you an idea of maybe what they were going for. So, I don't know how much this tells us about what we're going to see in the movie, but certainly, again, yeah, they're shooting in Liverpool, which is, they did a lot of that. I mean, they shot a lot of Clayface in Liverpool too. Different universe, but there you go. So the Batman Part 2 did the first one did it. A lot of Liverpool stuff. The big sequence at the end, the graveyard and everything. That's all Liverpool. So very gothic.
Apparently helicopters will be reportedly
Hey.
being used over the Runcorn Bridge to film scenes for Batman Part 2.
There's that word again. Yeah. So
There's that
big
word
time
again,
stuff
heavy.
in the UK.
Is there something wrong with the Earth's gravitational pull in the future?
Cool. Okay.
Anyway, then finally, Bloodhaven truck. Very cool.
Got the
Easter
prop
egg.
cars. Apparently, a lot of these prop cars are covered in snow, which again kind of backs
Yeah, we
up.
just
the
said
idea
that,
it's
Dan.
gonna happen in the wintertime. Never mind. Just wanted to say that out loud for myself.
Well, that's it for Batman Part 2. Not terribly interesting. That's where they're filming.
Yeah.
So if you live in any of those places, maybe you can catch a little
Get
sneaky
us those
sneak.
set
Maybe you'll
photos.
catch Rick
Yeah.
Stunts and Rick English
Yeah.
doing their stunts.
Both of those
So,
guys. Can't wait.
Both of those
Can't wait.
guys, yeah.
two sides of the same coin, you know, as Two-Face would say or not say. Anyway, I think that's it for DC time, for DCU Daily. So...
Well, there is. Hold on, I actually wanted to show you guys something. Because I just got it today. It was the first one I got because I'm trying to get more of these. But I got my first compact edition for DC.
Hey.
I got Superman Birthright.
All right.
Very nice. I have a bunch of them in my Amazon cart. Like I have Green Arrow. I have Superman, Batman. But I was like, yeah, I'm curious about Superman Birthright. I've heard it's very good, so I wanted to get the compact edition.
So this is basically like all the issues kind of packed in together, right? That's the idea. Oh, yeah, sorry, jumped ahead there for a second.
Well, it's like no, it's just it's the story, but it's like kind of more. They're all the same size. They're all like, so they're not like super big or like all that, and they're kind of like they look more like manga because they're like, hey kids, see, we can do the manga thing. Look, we're kind of doing it like that. And they all have like the same like typeface and the same kind of vibe, and it's all compacted. Like you can, you know, it's all kind of I think they rearranged the panels to make it fit into this sort of look and feel.
Nice.
So yeah.
All right. How do you do, fellow kids? Okay. Well, on that note, we're gonna wrap up DCU Daily for now, but we're not done yet because we kind of reversed the format today. So we're just getting started with the news. We got a lot of Marvel stuff to talk about, the Odyssey, and there's other San Diego Comic-Con stuff that happened today we're going to get into. And, of course, we got some quick hits. So, without further ado, let's hand it over to Sir Ryan Gosling himself so he can tell us how we are all Knuff.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two.
All right, Mr. I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne. I like that. You're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see
right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
All right. Oh, wait. Oops. Nope. That's going to be real. Hello. Welcome on into the DCU Daily, the news part of the show on Oh So Curious. Did you read it from right to left like manga? No, I'm sure he reads it from left to right, like, you know, a book in English. But that would be wild, though. I do have the Battleship Yamato, and that kind of goes in the other direction. But yeah, Odyssey, worthy of moving on from DC for that. Absolutely, M2G, absolutely. And the return of Depp, we'll have that on the show today once again after yesterday's appearance. Oh, the Odyssey for a second time in IMAX tomorrow, right? Dude's gonna see it for the third time on Sunday at the Alamo Draft.
Jealous. I wish I could see it for a second time. I'm finally going to see Moana tomorrow, so you're gonna have a better day than me.
You know, speaking of, I mean, Liz, what part of the news today are you excited about the most?
I mean, yeah, the Odyssey, faux show, Avengers, of course, Spider-Man, absolutely. I mean, just all of it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. But yeah, not only am I seeing Moana, I am seeing Young Washington as well, but Motor City with my boy Alan and Her Private Health. So I've got a mixed bag going, you guys. I'm very excited about
I'm seeing Motor City on Saturday.
John, I'm so happy you're seeing Motor City. Are you doing it for your YouTube show?
No,
or that you actually want to see it for my boy.
I heard about it. I'm like, oh, that seems interesting. And then I saw the trailer. I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. I like the 70s vibe. So I'm like, all right, that looks cool. So I was like, if they have like at my theater, because they're like, oh, it's gonna only be in like 1,500 theaters. So I'm like, I mean, if they have it, I'll see it. If they don't, then I won't.
Yeah,
but they had it, and it was at a decent time too. So I'm seeing that tomorrow. I keep forgetting to.
Maybe you'll stop talking shit about my boy. But
I like Alan Ritchson. It's just like he's not the best actor. Like he's good, but he's not like amazing. But that's okay.
That's not what it's about, John.
He is good, but he could be better anyway.
Yeah.
Well, everyone can be better. There's always room for improvement.
It's a one.
But I like how he beat the shit out of that guy for being an asshole. That was fun. Like the real life Jack Reacher. And
he's saying some great shit this week.
And he hates the president, so that's cool too.
Yes,
I mean, I don't hate the guy. Like he's definitely, you know.
And he's all about
like,
accountability.
I'm not a loose
my
cannon.
Man.
Proceeds to be a loose cannon.
He did great in the show, honestly.
Anyway, well, I just okay. Well, we can talk about Anderson all day. Believe me, we did that the other day. Like I was like, he played Scully in Brooklyn Nine-Nine for a scene. Anyway,
he voiced Raphael for a couple of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
yeah, for the live action ones. What a shame. Oh well, waste of talent.
You mean it's my favorite turtle though, so that makes me happy.
Oh no, okay, never mind.
Yes.
Who's your favorite turtle, Dan?
Of course, Michelangelo.
Okay, good. We all have different ones because mine's Donatello.
Okay, all right.
We need to find a fourth person who likes Leonardo.
Leonardo. I was gonna. For me, sometimes I used to like Leonardo more growing up, but anyway, I guess I can. Anyway,
but then you got to be a normie and like Michelangelo because he's the fun one. Oh, excuse me.
Nope. Raph all day.
I don't.
Raph's
Hey Kyle, I don't.
my boy.
Honestly, I'm not dying on that hill. I'm not that into it anyway. So anyway, let's talk about the Odyssey because the box
fun,
office.
Dan.
What the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are old. The Odyssey is young. Well, no, the Odyssey is.
You're gonna.
Old,
you
like,
know what, dude?
new.
Cut it out. You're annoying.
Okay, sorry. I'm just not the biggest fan of.
Odyssey is young. It's one of the oldest poems in existence. But all right.
Well, I meant more like the Odyssey, the movie is. Hitting his second weekend at the box office, looking to make 84 million or more, which will be a record for Christopher Nolan at the box office in a second weekend, beating The Dark Knight. Caleb, there's your Dark Knight mention for the day. 84.5 million. I mean, look, it could even go as high as 90 million. Some people are predicting. The Dark Knight famously did 75.1 million, which Nolan hasn't been able to beat in his second weekend of any movie that he's released before. I think The Odyssey would currently be, for an R-rated movie, the second highest second weekend at the box office. Deadpool Wolverine being at 96.8 million. So that's still a ways to go. So I don't think it's going to beat that record. And just so you guys know, going into this second weekend, it's already made 200 million domestic because it's been doing 8-digit numbers every day. That means it's making at least 10 million to 15 million to even more than that, actually, like 17, 18 million every weekday. So it opened to a really impressive number. It's already past 200 million domestically, not to mention everything else is doing internationally. So that's impressive. But John, let's go to the next thing. If you have it on Thursday, I like to the point I was just trying to make. The Odyssey made a lot of money. On Thursday alone, it made $17.6 million, which is pretty much, on par with what it's done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now probably even more on Friday as the day it wraps up. It made for the second biggest first Thursday ever for an R-rated movie, once again behind Deadpool and Wolverine. And for Nolan, it's his best Thursday ever with 17.6 million, which beats A Dark Knight by just 1 million there. So yeah, it's already at 200 million going into a second weekend. Are you guys impressed? Are you guys, did you expect it to be this good?
Yeah. This is not a surprise at all. I still say it's going to hit a bill before it leaves theaters because it's just phenomenal.
Yeah, just Nolan being Nolan.
Again, even if you could give a shit about the story, if you could give a shit about the actors, like, you just need to see it for the epic that it is, for the sheer production value, for all of the practical effects, for the sets, for the work that was put into this bad boy. Like, you have to appreciate it.
But Liz, don't you know Universal and Christopher Nolan are paying for seats to make it seem like it's getting money when it's really not. It's actually a huge failure, and it's like the worst thing ever. Didn't you know that?
I mean, if someone wants to pay me to see it a second time, I'm not going to refuse.
So. I would I'd be so happy to do that if somebody just said, like, I'll give you a 70mm ticket for free. I'd be like, thank you. I will pay for my transportation, and I'll pay for my, extremely expensive concessions. But I will, you know.
We've
By the
all
way,
got the popcorn bucket, so they've already got more than enough
Yeah.
from each of us. So
I mean, I spent 3 out of my 4 A-list slots last week on the Odyssey. Now that they're reset, I'm gonna go spend at least one more again this weekend. So like, you know, like they got me, and I'm not even seeing it in 70mm IMAX yet, because like, unless I want to sit in the front row. But anyway, I gotta look at the Philly ones. Maybe the Philly ones are not as bad, like filled up as the New York ones. But anyway, so this upcoming weekend, we just talked about how much it's gonna make, potentially 84 to 90 million, which would be huge. But get this, according to Luis Fernando, who's a fairly reliable box office analyst, he mentioned that just the premium large formats, which includes IMAX, in just those premium formats, the Odyssey made 65 million of its total in its first weekend alone. They're expecting it to, you know, have a significant chunk of that 84 to 90 million come again from IMAX, from the big screens. It's like they have made this movie into a true box office spectacle. Like, you don't expect this for movies that are not comic book movies or Star Wars or something like that, but like for somehow, I mean, I think going all the way back to releasing tickets for this a year ago and those selling out for IMAX, it's just Universal and Christopher Nolan have turned this into that kind of a can't miss event, which we just don't see often enough. So I think it's, again, worth giving them credit, because when a movie is pulling that high a percentage of its box office from the premium screens, that's just like, you know, easy money, because you don't have to sell as many tickets. They cost more, the studio gets more per ticket, and overall you're pulling more money per premium theater than you are from a standard screen. So again, very impressive. And I mean, just the fact that we keep talking about it, want to go see it in 70mm IMAX, I think it's very telling.
Yeah, but then the scalpers have to fucking ruin it for everyone else.
Yeah, I'm not paying anybody $400 to get myself one damn ticket to go see it at 6 a.m. in the morning. Were you guys on? Was it John? Who we talked about the other day? No, actually, no. I killed the segment. I'll bring it back for Monday. I found a clip of the people that went to see it at 2 a.m. Because you go in the theater, it's nighttime, and you come out, the sun's out, it's like 6 a.m. I mean, some of the people, it made sense. They were like, oh, we are nurses, we work during the day. So I'm like, okay, I get that. That's understandable. But then
I would have done it if I had the opportunity. Hell yeah. Then go to a diner for breakfast after and discuss? Yes, that sounds great.
I mean, it's just, I wish I believe me, I've tried to, you know, get those 2 a.m. tickets, but there's not any left. It's just, it's wild. It's so wild.
It is wild. It's awesome.
Are filling up those.
It's awesome.
And those are big theaters. They have more seats than your average theater too. So anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Odyssey, yeah, I think it's going to be $1 billion movie. And I agree with Caleb. Do you guys
100%.
agree with what he said? Like, he said 6 to 7. I see what you did there, Caleb. He said $6 to $7 billion movies this year, potentially. They only had 3 of them last year. Do you guys think we're going to get 6 or 7? How many billion-dollar films are we going to get this year? Like,
so
do you think
we've got Spider-Man coming? We've got Doom coming.
Here's the thing. We already have Michael. Great segue.
True.
Thank you, John. That's very nice.
With, you know, it's finally leaving theaters. It is the highest grossing biopic of all time, and you know, with its A- cinema score.
Not a surprise.
And after adding 20,000 over the last 165 theaters, it is finally leaving theaters, but it still hit the Billy.
91 days in theaters, 372.3 domestic.
That's how it should be. 91 is how it fucking should be.
Yeah,
and it's all for a mediocre ass fucking biopic.
Yeah. I mean, and think, okay, so think about if you were talking about $1 billion movies, you got Michael, the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Toy Story 5 is going to get to $1 billion. I don't know about Minions, but like, you know, you got.
I don't think Minions will get there. It's been a while.
Right. So the Odyssey makes.
Yeah, there's
4,
only. I'm just looking it up right now,
Spider-Man.
and it's the Minions only has a 30% likelihood of hitting $1 billion, so it's not going to get there.
Yeah.
Dune Part 3.
So Dune Part 3 would be 6, and then Doomsday is gonna be
I don't
7,
think Dune Part 3 is gonna be. I don't think Dune Part 3 is gonna get $1 billion. I think it'll get close. I don't think it'll get.
We'll see.
Hi, Tiny.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, so am I. But like, it's up against Doomsday.
It's possible though, if it catches fire like Barbenheimer did. Well, one of them almost made $1 billion, and the other one did become the highest grossing movie of the year. So, yeah. I think 6 or 7 is a good number. It just depends on if there's any movie in that fall season between Doomsday. Maybe Jumanji. Do you think if Jumanji 3 can make $1 billion, then that definitely makes it very likely
It very well could, as long as the trailer's good. They very well could do that.
I'm making a theory. Motor City is gonna fucking make $1 billion apparently because y'all
Sure,
throwing
John.
everything at the fucking fan here. Oh yeah, fucking Jumanji's gonna make $1 billion. Yeah, okay.
Dude, the Jumanji franchise is beloved. It's like the
Do you
the
not
second
know-
coming of like Jurassic Park. Like people are fanatics for the Jumanji franchise.
Dude, the previous 2 movies made over $800 million each.
Yeah.
They weren't like
Yeah, and
slouches at
even
the
Next
box
Level
office.
was kind of pushing it, like, in terms of its existence. I'm excited for open world, but like, I don't think that's. I think it's kind of.
I mean, look, I'm not saying it's gonna.
You never
do
know.
it, I'm
People are
just-
definitely getting back to the theater, man. I don't know.
Yeah. 3
Fucking
billions
shit, dude.
for Angry Birds 3. It looks better than Angry Birds 2. You know, it looks better than Angry
Yeah.
Birds 2.
But that's not saying a whole lot there, Dan.
Are any of those movies fucking good? Like, come on.
Hey,
Speaking of
you know
movies
the
that aren't
first
good,
movie,
Devil Wears
when they
Prada
start peeing
2.
into each
Thank you,
other's
John.
mouths?
Thank-
Fantastic
Another good one,
run
John.
at the U.S.
Another
box
good one,
office.
John.
After grossing 5,000 over the last 40 theaters still playing it, it reaches $220.6 million
could
run
make a
after
billion.
84 days in U.S. theaters ahead of its
84
July
days.
29th streaming debut.
Yeah, that's also 220 domestic. I forget, like I'm gonna have to see, like, did it hit like what 800 million, something like that?
Something like that.
Box office. What did it
I am
do?
surprised that that one didn't make $1 billion, considering all the hype and everything, and how much
It kind of fell off.
people other than me
Yeah.
apparently loved it. But
The overall franchise has now made $1 billion, but like this movie alone made 220 domestic, 470 international. So what is that, like 690? So it made just under 700 million altogether, which is not bad. That's like Justice League numbers, which is a terrible comparison to make. But anyway, you know, the theatrical version of the Justice League made like that much money. But cool. All right, The Devil Wears Prada and Michael, 2 of the biggest movies of the year, are gonna finally be leaving theaters. They were in like a few dozen theaters this weekend, and that's it. Now we get to see them at home.
Yes,
I mean, they're already
sirree.
streaming, but you know, now they're not gonna be in theaters. So I think there was like 1 or 2 showtimes I saw for them. So like, you know, they're just on their way out finally. But let's go. We got to talk about Avengers Doomsday. A lot of Marvel stuff.
Doom. Apparently, at San Diego Comic-Con, the 3rd Latvian witch, the thing we're all excited to see in fucking Doomsday, has been revealed. Oh
come
my
on,
god!
man! It's like the Taylor
They're
Swift Gold
color-coded.
Snake in the Eras Tour jumpsuit, man. Like, what color is it gonna be this day? Oh man, what does that mean? Oh my god! Come on.
They've been switching it out every day. They've had a new color
So,
witch like
Marvel
every
Studios
day.
has updated its San Diego Comic-Con display for the 3rd day in a row, swapping out the green and yellow Latvian witches for one clad in purple. What, if anything, does this mean for Avengers Doomsday? It means it's probably going to be Clea,
Go to the
who's
photo.
going to be the
Go to
3rd
the photo,
Latvian
'cause-
witch.
Okay, because
so.
I want to talk about it, because there's a photo here with the 3, because today the color of the day is purple, but if you go down, there's like the one with all 3.
Yeah.
So, because we talked about, like, well, you know, 2 shots of the purple one, cool purple, but if you click into so the other day there was an article, John, that you went into about who these witches could be. Do you think the color coded part like is trying to give away that maybe one of them?
I think it is. I mean, I talked about this yesterday.
Like,
when we were talking about theories, I said that the yellow one immediately gave off Ancient One vibes. Like that, like gave off like, I don't know if Tilda Swinton would fucking come back for that. Maybe she would. I don't know. We've got enough big enough paycheck.
Right.
But then I remember somebody else said when they brought up the yellow one, oh, it could be Clea. I'm like, no, it can't be Clea because she was in purple. But now that they brought out the purple one, I'm like, oh, that's probably Clea, who was Charlize Theron in Doctor Strange 2 in that mid-credit scene. And then the green one, I would assume it could be Sylvie. That would kind of make sense because, you know, Loki is usually in green and she's the female Loki. So, you know, that's my theory at least. And then if they, you know, if they introduce a red one, then we fucking know that's
imagine
gonna be
tomorrow.
Scarlet Witch, so
everybody's gonna be like, oh shit, you know, like Elizabeth Olsen's showing up to Hall H. By the way, who are Doom Witches, John?
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Ask me that.
That's one part of Marvel that I know nothing about. I know
There's many parts of
understanding-
Marvel I know fucking nothing about because I'm not a big Marvel head.
Well-
So I'm totally out. I don't even think this is comic related, but I could be wrong on that.
Right, but my understanding is that they're meant to be, because like magic is a big part of Doctor Doom's like arsenal of like powers, so they're gonna be like his sidekicks, like basically like how Thanos
Can
had his
you,
generals.
John, can
This
you
is the
pick?
same
Can you
idea.
click on that picture on the side that has like people's faces in it, like they're
Yeah,
people are
no,
trying to
this is
fill in the
just making
blanks?
fun of. This is
Oh,
just making
okay.
fun of people. It's just
Oh, love it.
yeah,
That's not cool.
it's just
Oh,
making
the
fun
internet.
of Zendaya, Bella Thorne, and
Yeah,
Tatum
they're
Pascal.
also
Great. Love the
speculating
internet.
that you got Agatha could be behind the
Yeah, it could be
purple, and then
Agatha.
Peggy
That's
could
definitely
be green.
That's what I
The
thought
Peggy
initially.
Carter one is a little out there. We don't have a red one yet, but if there's a red tomorrow, then everybody's
I'm
gonna
just
be like, that's
well,
Wanda.
yeah,
So
that's
yeah.
that's what I'm
I mean,
thinking. If there is.
I saw this and I'm like, now you're just missing the Red Ranger and the Blue Ranger, and then Tommy could be the green. Then you just need a pink witch as well, and then you got all the colors for the Power Rangers, the Doom Rangers, if you will. So you know what? They could all be Jack Black. He's got the range. He can do it. I believe in that. I think he could do it all. But you know
What are
what?
we
Speaking of
talking
doing it all, Rebecca Romaine, John, finally commented on your favorite costume from
My
Avengers
girl.
Doomsday's trailer.
My girl.
Let's dive into this, shall we? She talked about playing Mystique
Looks
for the
awful.
first time in
Why
20
couldn't
years.
why couldn't they have
okay.
used the
I'm glad
original?
we're on the
This
same
looks
fucking
awful.
page.
This looks fucking horrific.
Oh, it looks.
She looks like she's got a glove that's too big for her fucking hand, first of all. I don't understand why they didn't stick to the original. The original was beautiful. The original was fine. This is a hot ass mess. It's very
Okay,
upsetting to me.
I was
Very
like worried.
upsetting.
I'm like, oh my god,
No,
Liz
it's
loves
so
dick
crap.
riding Marvel. I'm sure she
No.
fucking loves
First of all,
this.
John, I have integrity. No, it's fucking terrible.
And then
And
I said
it's
Caleb agreed with me on this, and Caleb and I rarely agree. The hair,
It
and I'm
looks
curious to know your
like-
thoughts.
it looks like they tried to use like the Nightcrawler like original prosthetics and like just we're like, oh, let's shake the dust off it 20 years
Yeah.
ago, whatever the fuck. Like it's just so fucking bad. I'm very upset about it. Very upset.
I will
about
say
it.
this.
Rebecca Romaine deserves better. She deserves
100%
better.
does. But the
No.
thing is, we're glad Figure Drawing isn't here because he probably loses shit. But the hair,
gets
like
very
first off,
defensive.
so obviously a wig. Second,
I
I
also
said,
kind of
and
like
Caleb
like
agreed
Miss
with me.
like Captain Marvel vibes with the hair. Like I don't understand.
It
Like
reminded me of, remember the scene, the famous scene from There's Something About Mary where she grabs Ben Stiller's
yeah.
from his
Yep.
ear and sticks it through her
The-
hair?
yeah, the
That's
hair
what it
gel,
looks
yep.
like to me. That somebody like put
Yeah.
white stuff in her hair.
I mean,
and just
hopefully
slicked
this
it.
is like her like mid transformation or something because she clearly looks like she's holding Gambit's staff. Like, so hopefully this is not.
Well, I think
But
this
it
was where she was transforming into Yelena.
Yeah, the
Yelena,
suit.
yeah.
Okay, that makes sense too. It could be hers, but like I don't like the suit at all. Like it's why don't they have
Yeah,
her
it
in the
looks like
dress
she's
at the
wearing a
very
glove.
least?
Maybe
Like,
she is. I don't know, but like
does-
it looks
no, that
weird.
looks so bad. It's so disappointing. I don't
It's
understand these
bad.
choices.
Like I mentioned this before. My friend said,
It's
"Oh,
so
it
mid.
looks
It
like
looks so
it looks
fucking
like
mid.
a
Oh.
human impregnated a dart frog," and I'm like, honestly, you're not wrong.
Yeah, well, no, like they had Toad look like this a little bit too. It's a little kind of Toad vibes. I can't deal with it. It's very upsetting. She deserves so much better.
Well, the thing is, and I talked about this. I get why she didn't want to do. She wanted to have a suit. She didn't want to like go through
listen,
10 hours of
absolutely.
prosthetics.
But again, put her in the dress. Don't put what is this fucking weird crusty ass spacesuit they've got her in? It's just I don't.
Yeah, and
I
then
don't
she
care
has
for
like
it.
the Superman logo, like the diamond, and I'm like,
It
that
almost looks
weird.
like Fantastic Four vibes a little bit, like, but I
Yeah,
can't
and
do it.
also how'd
Can't
she
do
get
it.
her
Yeah,
powers
the
back?
light blue.
I mean, if this is the same world,
I don't think it's meant to be. I think it's some amalgamation with the same actors. It's not the
Yeah,
same. It's,
yeah.
it's,
No,
they're
no, I
not
get
gonna
you.
do it because
it does look crusty, just like that
It does
hair.
look
Am I
crusty.
right?
It does. It does look crusty.
Anyway,
Sorry,
before this
Rebecca. You
gets
deserve
too
better,
long,
babe. Rebecca, you
Rebecca
deserve better.
Romaine.
Is all I'm gonna say.
Rebecca Romaine on returning as a different take on Mystique after 20 years. She was saying this. First of all, it was a call that I was not expecting at all. Hang on, I'm gonna get rid of all of this. And she went, and it was my very first question. Let's talk about the makeup process. It is a slightly different take, a worse one. The original Mystique, I wasn't too far off. The original Mystique makeup took 9 hours to apply.
Yeah, which is so wild.
And of course, I jumped at it. I couldn't wait to do it again. It was also interesting because when I played her the first time, I didn't have ownership at the very beginning. I had imposter syndrome. I was young, like I was really young, and I was like, oh, maybe I was just the girl who happened to be available. I had to audition, but I was really like, this is a fluke. They're about to find out that I have no business being here. But that was just me in my youth. We've all gone through that. I didn't have that at all this time going back. I went back in with so much ownership of her this time, and that was delightful. 9 hours every day. Yeah, I'd go in at midnight to be ready at 9 a.m. And then I would want to shoot as much as possible. I would end up shooting like maybe 15 hours, and then it would take another 3 or 4 hours to take everything off. So I'd work like 24 hours straight, and then I'd have to have 24 hours off in between so that my skin could breathe, because underneath all those prosthetics, which was roughly 75% of my body, there was nowhere for the sweat to go when I was doing all the action stuff. And so I would blister underneath my prosthetics, and I would have to take 24 hours off in between the healing salves. So yeah, we didn't have to do that again. That's fine.
But there were other ways around it. We could have figured it out. We could have gotten other ways around that. But cool, man. I mean, listen, the hair colors is more akin to what was in the comic. Like I get what they're going for, but the execution is just god awful. It's just very disappointing.
It's really
very disappointing.
Ugh,
okay.
Gross.
Anyway,
because it's
moving
just like
along.
It's like, it reminds me of like the Dark Phoenix fucking makeup, where it's like, hey, I
It
have
just
the worst
deserves
Mystique
better.
makeup,
That's all
and
I'm
it's
gonna say.
somehow even worse.
But let's move along.
But Spider-Man Brand New Day director breaks silence on Avengers Kang Dynasty being scrapped, because I think he was supposed to direct it. But he, so they, people were asking him, so was Spider-Man Brand New Day a consolation prize, a compelling alternative, or the plan all along? I was feeling exactly that. He said when the site asked if he was disappointed. I mean, it was a weird time in the industry altogether. We were on strike the whole time during the strike. I was wondering if this thing was going to happen. When that wound up falling through, yeah, I was sad. I try not to hang my emotions too much about circumstances outside my control. When Kevin Feige asked if I'd be interested in Spidey, I became very happy. Yeah, you're going from fucking Avengers to Spider-Man. That's a pretty fucking good, like, through line there. When Avengers wasn't going to happen, I was a little bit scared that my relationship with Kevin was going to change, but it didn't at all. On the day that wasn't going to work out, we were talking about what we could work out, and Spidey was mentioned, but it wasn't like an offer by any means. It took a bit before that happened. From the inside looking out, it's not nearly as dramatic as it is from the outside looking in. And then he would go on to talk about like different studio heads for different projects he's working on. So yeah, like obviously I'm sad, but I got Spider-Man. Like, it's like, imagine like getting like a chocolate bar, and they're like, oh, we didn't mean for you to have this chocolate bar, and then they give you like a giant container of chocolate milk. It's like, okay, it's not a chocolate bar, but it's this giant container of chocolate milk. I'm not going to complain, because both delicious for very different reasons. So, like, it's like, come on, like, Spider-Man, you're fucking getting Spider-Man, bro. Like, it's like, honestly, it's probably better. And especially, Tom Holland isn't, a wife beater, so there's that too.
I mean, it's also better because you can do a trilogy of Spider-Man movies rather than one Avengers movie.
Yeah.
And these days, Spider-Man movies can make as much money as an Avengers film, so, like...
And they will. Good for y'all.
Yeah, I mean, both are going to make a Billy, so, well, at least a Billy. But, apparently from Hobgoblin to the Human Torch, Spider-Man Brand New Day stars tease a comic-inspired future. So for Holland, he's keen to have a team up with Johnny Storm. They have some really fun stuff in the comics, and I think we get on really well. That'd be really cool. So elsewhere, Jacob Batalon was asked about his character's comic book roots, where Ned Leeds is one of the several characters that eventually adopts the moniker of the Hobgoblin. Kinda, sorta, it's iffy. One of Spider-Man's greatest enemies, and a more calculated and conniving version of Green Goblin. I'd be open to the idea for sure. Honestly, I genuinely thought I was going to be the bad guy in the third movie. So, and then they have this fucking funny ass fucking concept art. Why do they gotta have him put him in the Mets garb when he's a bad guy? Why couldn't you fucking make it like Yankees?
That's awful.
Come on.
I think that also
awful.
that flying wing, whatever that shit is from Amazing Spider-Man 2, the one that we got for like the last 10 minutes of that movie. Yeah. It's hilarious. This photo is amazing.
But yeah, I mean the Hobgoblin stuff, I do know that. So what happened was there was like the reason that Hobgoblin got fucked up in the comics was I think the editor-in-chief had a plan for him, and then he left, and they're like, oh, we don't know what to do with Hobgoblin, so they made Hobgoblin like 10 different people until they got to the guy, and then the editor-in-chief came back like 10 years later, and then they changed it so that it was Roderick Kingsley, who they wanted to do the whole time. But one of them was like, oh, the real Hobgoblin would like hypnotize people and like brainwash them into thinking they were Hobgoblin, and Ned Leeds was one of those people. So he wasn't really Hobgoblin, he was just brainwashed into thinking he was Hobgoblin. So I mean, they could do something with that, but it's just like I think he would need to slim down a little bit, because I don't think a lot of people would take him seriously as this big guy in like a fucking suit, but like whatever, they could try to make it work. Anyway,
cool.
This is hilarious.
I love the. I'm like, you know what? That's nightmare fuel.
There's the shot right there.
Right there it is. Zoom into this anyway.
There's the shot right there. Now I'll zoom into this.
Wow, that just covered Lizz's face. That was not the intention. But anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway, but that's not
Tom
the only
Holland.
villain they want to use. Well, no fucking shit. They want Venom, obviously, because we can't fucking do a Spider-Man adaptation without fucking Venom, unless your name's Andrew Garfield. Apparently, during a recent Q&A in Mexico, Holland was asked whether the Venom symbiote will appear in Spider-Man Brand New Day and replied, I can't answer that question, but I'm sure that one day we will get to see the Venom symbiote. John Bernthal has also been making the rounds to promote Brand New Day, and somebody asked him about, are we going to get the white gloves and boots? I fucking pray to God we don't, because it looks cheesy as hell. But he just said, I think it's possible. I really do. And he's like, and he goes on talking about, I think it's important to have like the things that the fans want to see and all that. So, yeah.
Which I appreciate that. I do. I think like, remember Kevin Feige mentioned it. Well, they were doing a whole like panel chat the other day, and he was like, they're not going to get into that stuff until they're done with it, like what's going on with the Spider-Verse stuff. And they're currently, I don't think they're giving away when they want to go in that direction. Who knows? Maybe the end of this movie kind of does that. There's hints about this, or maybe they'll wait till Spider-Man 5, or maybe even 6, or maybe they go beyond this trilogy. They go that far. So, or maybe we'll get an Eddie Brock Venom, just not Tom Hardy. So I would love to see it eventually, but also I think Venom is a character that can cool down for a little bit, because they just did like 3 movies, and I know they really wanted to do more of the Null stuff, but I don't think it's gonna happen now, considering how not well that movie did. So yeah, but I mean, I would like to see it. I mean, I feel like they rushed it for Tobey Maguire, but I don't think we need to do that here. So
yeah, because Avi Arad is a prick. That's why he's like, I don't like anything, but Venom I like, and so he has to fucking force Venom into fucking everything. But
Peter is going dark in this movie in other ways.
Yes. Spider-Man Brand New Day star Tom Holland says Peter Parker is actively ignoring the lesson Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man taught him in the previous film. The bravest thing you could do is ask for help. And he's like, nah, fuck that, fam. Not doing that. Hell nah. But yeah, that makes sense. And, Peter Parker keeping the status quo and remaining miserable. Yeah, that's comic accurate Peter Parker.
I mean, but
right
he's a teenager, man.
Oh, not a teenager anymore. Like, he's in his 20s now.
But it is very human.
He's
like people don't just learn the lesson forever. Like people do repeat mistakes, and it's also, do you blame the guy? Like literally, he just he lost the only real family he had, and everybody else that he knew that it was close, and the person that he loved doesn't know him anymore. So it's like, the psychologically, like I appreciate they're going with the Peter Parker who's gonna be struggling a bit, because I missed that in this Tom Holland iteration for so long, and the last movie kind of went there, and now they're just gonna like go with logically you would go next, which is great. So I can't wait to see more of this play out. I forgot we didn't even change the graphic. It's Spider-Man. Anyway, good stuff. I can't wait for this movie. I'm going to see it on Wednesday, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it
so
on
am I.
exactly 1 week, baby. Friday.
I'm seeing it on Wednesday as well.
I went to a random time and a random thing. I'm like, yep, seeing it this day. Got to get these tickets, and before it gets sold out. So, yeah.
Exactly.
Good times.
All right. Okay. Where to next?
I think San Diego Comic-Con stuff, right? More like miscellaneous kind of crap that nobody cares about. Yeah.
What? That's not true.
Well, no, it is true because
we got trailers. We got trailers.
Nobody
we got trailers.
gives a fuck about Rings of Power.
The trailer looks good.
I like it.
I need to start watching. I haven't watched any of these. I need to start watching all of these. I have to get caught up. I gotta watch.
I'm still on season 2, so I need to finish it, but then I'll be caught up. And obviously, this there's a little bit of time here before we get to this particular season. But yeah, I mean, you see the forging of the ring. You start to see more of the connections with the Hobbit, as like there's some characters from the Hobbit we see now. They've cast some of those characters that we have seen in other parts of the mythology. There's actually one new character that's not from the books. And then, dude, Simon Pegg. Go to the next thing. The trailer was great, but like they cast Simon Pegg as the voice of Balrog, which is great. So there's a show on Channel 4 that Simon Pegg is in.
Night, bro.
All right, good night. I'm really looking forward to starting. There's a show on Channel 4 that is now in season 2 or season 3. This like a British spy drama of some kind that Simon Pegg is in. But I mean, yeah, John, if you go to the next link, Simon Pegg is gonna be voicing Balrog. We actually also have photos, if you go down, of some of the other actors who have been brought in for this season. Some of the characters that might be familiar to you guys. I think those are the photos right there. So if you click into those, so yeah, you got Adam Young as Marnook, and if you
good luck with that there, one.
Zubin Varla as Kumul, the Easterling. Eddie Marzen as Thrain. I mean, I know Eddie Marzen.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Richardson as Anarion. Okay.
Yeah, and then the biggest addition is Jamie Campbell Bowers, who's playing the love interest of Galadriel, who is basically the character straight out of, it's the same. He eventually becomes her husband in the book, or in the books from J.R. Tolkien. So yeah, he's gonna be in the show as well. I think if you go back to the article, there's that's a big one because he was, of course, like the villain of the show for the last couple of seasons of Stranger Things. And the presentation at Comic-Con, they brought out the I'm just gonna call them the minions, because how do you pronounce that?
Nazgul.
Nazgul, the minions of, I'm just gonna say the minions of
Nazgul of Sauron.
Yes.
God, you're making me look like a Lord of the Rings like fucking nerd, and
aren't you? No,
I mean, I admire them, I respect them, but I'm not like, oh my god, huge fan or anything like that.
Cool. I like the trailer. I want to see season 3. They've been improving with each season, so I appreciate the second season is a marked improvement over the first. So I hope the third one kind of stays with that. But yeah, let's keep it
next
going.
Up. Blade Runner 2099 trailer finds Hunter Schafer in a Los Angeles ruled by replicants. The trailer is light on story details, though we do get a standout scene from Hunter Schafer's Blade Runner getting her head bashed in before waking up to an interrogation from Michelle Yeoh's replicant, or maybe it's called replicant. Maybe that is her fucking name. Amazon has given the show a big budget feel, but will the long-running sci-fi franchise finally find mainstream appeal? Short answer, probably not. Well, this is one of the many iconic franchises that Amazon is rebooting, the other one being RoboCop. In Los Angeles 2099, Ulwin, a veteran Blade Runner days from dying, partners with a mysterious new recruit, Cora, to investigate a widening conspiracy that stretches back to the city's darkest original sins. Dimitri Abold and Louis Gribben are series regulars alongside Michelle Yeoh and Hunter Schafer, as well as many other people. Hey, this guy who's going to be the new Joker, he's also in it. Cool. But yeah,
the voice of the Joker and Cape Crusader.
Yes.
But yeah, I saw the trailer. The trailer actually looks kind of nice. It is very digital looking in the sense, like, I mean, but you do get some of like those, high flying shots of this brutal escape of the future, techno future of the Blade Runner world. It is produced by Ridley Scott, so it's definitely got his blessing. And the elements and the cinematography feels like it's a mix between the original movie and 2049. Like you do get like you see the shot here with Hunter Schafer. So I thought it was a lot of fun. I mean, and she's clearly the lead of the show, but the Michelle Yeoh's character, you know, of course, like from the little that we see in the trailer, like she's gonna just kill it. And it looks like they start off on opposite sides, and then eventually they maybe, based on the trailer, I get the impression they're going to be working together toward whatever they're working toward. So, but yeah, when they first find each other,
I don't know about that, but I think it's going to be like a reveal that this one is not who she even herself thought she was.
I got
That's
the
what it seemed like
impression
to me
that
in the
she's
trailer.
a replicant. That's right, because the trailer makes
100%.
you think that Hunter Schafer's character ends up being a replicant, that she doesn't know she's a
100%.
replicant.
Well,
And she's the Blade Runner.
Why the fuck
She's
would
like a
they do
sleeper
that?
cell.
Because I mean, this Los Angeles is run by replicants. Why the fuck would she think she's human? And wait, hang on a sec. Is she the character? I didn't get a chance to see the trailer.
She's the Blade Runner in this.
So
Yeah.
is she the Olwyn character or is she the Korra character?
I'm going to go with
No, she's
Korra
she's
myself, but
Olwyn.
I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so if she's a veteran
Glad I
Blade
don't.
Runner
Actually,
days from
no.
dying, then she
No, that
knows who
wouldn't-
she is.
Yeah, that's the impression I got. Anyway, let's do a quick search because this is confusing. 2099.
Talk amongst yourselves.
No, okay. So she's playing Korra. Never mind. She's
Okay,
Korra.
and I was like,
Hey,
all
I
right,
was
that
right.
makes
Michelle
more
Yeah.
Yeoh
sense.
when that makes sense. All right, cool. Well, hey, you know what? It looks interesting. The visuals are actually. I was looking up some stills from other parts of the marketing that we haven't really talked about before, and it looks nice. I mean, it's got a big budget feel to it, and look, I don't know what your mileage is with Rings of Power, but this definitely feels like Amazon's giving the show the budget that you would need to make it good. The fact that it's playing on Amazon rather than on HBO Max, I wonder why that is. Like what the rights situation behind the franchise is, because Blade Runner was released by Warner Brothers anyway. But we'll see. She's Korra. Thank you, Grebel, for confirming that. So I'm looking forward to it.
I
We'll
was
see what it
right.
turns into. You were right. It makes sense it makes sense. Days from Dying. Wow. Does Michelle Yeoh do a TV show where she lasts more than one season? I feel like, they did kind of.
She
bring her
doesn't
back in
need to.
Discovery.
She comes in, she gets a check, she moves on.
Hey, as long
And
as it's
good for her.
better than Section 31, then
Dude,
Woof.
I cannot tell you how much they wasted their time with that. Her character was great, and then they had to do that anyway. Hey, we have one more thing though. If
And
you're a fan of
now
Sci-Fi.
the fucking adaptation that's been in the making for like 40 years, they're
Yep.
finally adapting
Apple.
the like first ever like true cyberpunk like story with Neuromancer. Apple TV Plus unveils first official poster for 10-episode William Gibson adaptation. So yeah, Neuromancer. Hold on, how old is Neuromancer? Neuromancer has been like, okay, so 1984. This was like, one of the first like major. It was like a foundational work for like cyberpunk as a subgenre. So yeah, it's according to the show's official logline, Neuromancer will unravel in a futuristic world following a damaged top-rung super hacker named Case, who is thrust into a web of digital espionage and high-stakes crime with his partner Molly, a Razor Girl assassin with mirrored eyes aiming to pull a heist on a corporate dynasty with untold secrets. Brianna Middleton is set to play Molly Millions, and some recent set photos revealed that she looks pretty much like exactly how the cyborg mercenary is described in the novels. Molly, also known as Sally Shears and Rose Kolodny, was first introduced in Gibson's 1981 short story, Johnny Mnemonic. Has pretty much next to nothing to do with the actual Keanu Reeves movie because it was barely an adaptation, before going on to play a more significant role in the Sprawl trilogy, which I assume if it is good enough and gets seasons 2 and 3, that it will adapt those as well. Neuromancer, Count Zero, and Mona Lisa Overdrive. So Emma Laird will also play a key role in the series, but her character has not been disclosed. There's a good chance she'll play Linda Lee. So yeah, this is definitely really cool, and it's a great poster as well. So yeah, I can't wait for this.
I've been looking for. We've been talking about set photos for a while, and they were shooting in London, I think, and this looks fantastic. I mean, right now, Apple seems to be the place to go for the best sci-fi of any kind. And I'm watching Silo season 3, just finished Star City. I feel like I'm missing a few that I need to catch up on. I've caught up on For All Mankind. Foundation I recently caught up on. It's just every big amazing sci. Like,
I'm so jealous, Dan. Oh, I'm so jealous. Those are like all those shows are on my list. It's like I'm there. I can't get to any of them. It's killing me. But hey, I'm gonna go see Moana tomorrow, guys. So
great.
Cool.
Like you said, you see it so that we don't have to.
I'm gonna see it so you don't have to. Yeah. I wish I didn't have to either. But here we are.
Well, on that note, there's a big update that came out today. Now, this has been playing out like pretty much on a day-to-day basis for a while, but today we got a really big update about the Paramount Warner Brothers merger that's being sued against by the Writers Guild as well as the state attorneys, 12 state attorneys. And the big thing today was that Paramount, as per the headline and deadline, wow, I rhymed without trying. But Paramount agreed to not close the Warner Brothers Discovery transaction until next year or until the lawsuit merits are resolved. So basically what that means is Paramount, without having to actually, be given an injunction, because basically what was going on is the writers and the attorneys, they wanted an injunction. There was a hearing set for August 3rd. Paramount wanted to do like a mini trial to try to maybe, make it so that the judge wouldn't give them the injunction. But I guess they changed their tune because Paramount went in and had conversations, all the attorneys from all the sides, like our people talk to their people talk to the other people. And they decided, or I guess Paramount decided it was in their interest to just be like, okay, we're just going to put this thing on hold until the case is done. Don't do the injunction. We're just going to agree to go to trial or go to the pre-trial phase, go to discovery and all that. And then once this is done, then we will close the transaction. This is a mutual agreement between Paramount, the defendant, and the Writers Guild, as well as, the attorneys. They actually filed a motion with the court, which includes both cases in the same document. Now, the judge, which is the same for both of the lawsuits, hasn't signed off on this yet, but I'll read this here real quick. So, Paramount has agreed to not close its merger with Warner Brothers Discovery until June 1st, 2027, or until shortly after the merits of the lawsuit brought by the state attorney generals and the Writers Guild are resolved. Which I think the shortly after, it's 5 days, until 5 days after. So they're saying they're gonna close the merger per this agreement one of two dates. One would be whenever this is resolved, 5 days after that, or it's going to be June 1st, 2027, whichever of those two things happens first. So that they're expecting to either like get this done with before June, or if it goes past June, they're saying you sign this agreement and by June, if nothing changes, we're going to go. So it does give Paramount the opportunity to, like, they've got a date now from a business standpoint. It was September 30th, and now they're like, you guys signed this agreement, even if the lawsuit isn't over, June 1st, that's the latest we're going to hold off on this. Now, this is pretty big because it still means that, Paramount had to kind of say, all right, so we're going to make this thing happen. Now, what that also means for Paramount is there is that ticking fee. They're going to be owing millions of dollars every day that this doesn't close past September 30th to the Warner Brothers investors. And that's why this news caused the shares of the company to drop 3.3% today. So that's, expected because people aren't happy about this. Now, if I do the math correctly, I believe the ticking fee from September 30th, it's $7 million per day. So it's October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. That's 9 months. And 7 million times 30 days times 9, whatever that, somebody tell me in the chat what that works out to. That's the minimum amount of money extra that Paramount's going to owe Warner Brothers. Now they're speculating that maybe Paramount is like hedging their bets here, because if the Republicans lose really badly in the midterms, and then you got a Democratic Congress that's not going to be very friendly to this merger, maybe Paramount is like, well, if it goes that long, maybe we break up and then we walk away at that point. And if they do, they would have to pay a $7 billion breakup fee to Warner Brothers. So this makes it a lot more likely, certainly way more likely than anything up until this point, that Paramount could walk away. Are they going to walk away? I don't think they will, but this is the closest we've gone so far. The WGA are still suing separately. It's just what they basically have done is they're trying to run these cases, in parallel. So they're gonna, if they go to trial, there'll be two separate trials, but they signed a joint motion to grant this, agreement. So there's still two separate cases, but they're kind of, running on the same or similar, parallel tracks. Now, the implication would be, even if they're in the middle of a trial and they go past June 1st, they can get a default judgment. Now, that's an implication. I have a feeling that if the trial goes past June 1st, that, the defendants, the attorneys and the Writers Guild, they'll probably ask to make sure that Paramount isn't allowed to close the merger by June 1st. So there's some gray area to this, but the fact that Paramount even let this happen, like they're like, okay, we're gonna postpone it by 9 months and owe hundreds of millions of dollars more because of it. Either the Ellisons are willing to pay up, or they feel like this will be the faster way to go about getting the job done. So this is big news, because this now means that at a bare minimum, the Paramount Warner Brothers merger does not complete until June 1st. Now, where this is relevant, John and Liz, I want to get your opinion on this, because by June 1st, James Gunn, Peter Safran, Casey Bloys, the man who's in charge of HBO, as well as several other executives whose contracts were originally going to run out by the end of this year, got an extension till middle of next year.
Yep.
Those contracts will be running out, which means that now Warner Brothers has to make the decision. David Zaslav, who was ready to head out the door at September 30th, is going to be the one potentially giving them, $2.1 billion, Arcade. Thank you for the math. That's the extra amount of money Paramount is going to owe, based on the delay. So David Zaslav would be the one making those decisions now. Do you think this is better for Peter Safran, James Gunn, Casey Bloys, that David Zaslav would be making the decision on this, of giving them an extension, or does it not really change the calculus much? Because David Ellison might still be in his ear being like, hey, I'm still going to be the future owner here, so you do what I tell you to do. How do you think that's going to go?
I have no fucking clue.
Yeah, babe, I don't know.
Because I think Zaslav just kind of doesn't really care at this point, because he's like, I got my payday, I don't really give a fuck, I'm okay. Yeah,
well, he hasn't gotten it yet. It all depends on if this actually closes, right? If Paramount walks away,
eventually. But there is the idea of is that good in terms of trust him to make the right decision, that continuing James Gunn and Peter Safran and Casey Bloys, or is it going to be he sees it and then he's just cut them loose, and then David Ellison can get it and scot-free, not having to worry about that. So that's the thing I'm kind of worried about. It's how is he going to go? Because maybe he sees the Supergirl hate and he's like, oh, yep, cut him loose. Or is he going to be oh, yeah, I guess keep him on. And then if we keep them on, then David Ellison can make his decision and see what happens. Because, a contract does mean something, but a contract could fucking also, okay, here's money, cut it, you're out. You can do that. That's a thing.
You could probably do another short-term extension so that, again, you just kick the can down the road. But the thing is, remember, now it's very possible, because a trial most likely is not going to be done within 8 to 9 months. So my guess here is what's going to happen from here, now that they've agreed to basically go to trial, or maybe get to a point where they reach a settlement, most likely go to trial. This is going to go past the 9-month deadline. And then the writers and the attorneys are going to try to make it so that the merger doesn't, go through while the trial is ongoing. And when that happens, I mean, obviously, they're already, like Arcade said, going to be an extra $2 billion in the hole in terms of what they'll owe to the Warner Brothers investors by June 1st. Then, and then it keeps ticking. It keeps ticking. So, again, I think here you can either figure out how much can you make Paramount hurt, and can you run out the clock on them, because there will be, the number's probably higher than 2.1 billion, but there's probably a ceiling to what the Ellisons are willing to fork up on top of what they already are forking up. And the longer this goes on for, a lot of the loans and bridge loans and other kind of credit facilities that went into the deal, that those terms, you know, are not going to be there forever. So it's not like the Ellisons are footing the bill for everything, even though they're backstopping it with their own money. But I mean, remember, a lot of the Ellisons' money and value comes from the family trust. A lot of the value in the family trust comes from the value of the company Oracle that Larry Ellison, David Ellison's father, founded. If the AI bubble bursts within the next, you know, year or two, that Ellison Family Trust Fund is going to be significantly less valuable, and then, you know, trying to backstop this deal. It's just, I'm saying there's a lot of things that can happen within that time. So and the fee doesn't get paid daily. It's when the deal closes, but the number will keep going up. You're right, you're fake. So but yeah, if they do decide to walk away, see, this is where I think it's significant, because if the breakup fee is $7 billion and like 9 months gets you to $2 billion, if they go a couple of years on this, like the AT&T lawsuit with for the Warner Brothers merger went with the DOJ back in the day, that took 2 years. Maybe if you get to a point where the breakup fee is equivalent to what you owe an extra, then maybe that's where you do it. So I don't know. It's I'm just looking at it as like, now we're probably at a place where there's more possible than ever that this deal doesn't happen, which makes me happy, because I'm kind of at a point now where I don't want this merger to go through. I kind of want Warner Brothers and Paramount to stay separate, especially because like there's so much other consolidation going on. You know, like IMAX might get sold, Letterboxd might get bought. Who knows? NBC Universal might be looking to buy or get sold off by themselves. We've talked about Lionsgate potentially being bought or sold. So it's just, I would like for Warner Brothers and Paramount to stay at the current scale that they have, rather than try to become even bigger together. So yeah, I mean, the fate for DC with all this, it just means it's hanging in the balance. Like James Gunn and Peter Safran's deals will become, you know, they'll come up due for renewal within this time period. So we'll see. But yeah, we'll keep you guys posted on this in the next, you know, I don't know, weeks, days, however long it takes for this to get figured out. So yeah, that's the big, it's surprising, it's shocking, but it's a big development, because now we went from a 14-day TRO to like a 28-day TRO to, like, instead of getting an injunction, now they're just like, we'll let this play out for another 9 months. So that's a big deal. It's an expensive deal for Paramount. So anyway, we'll leave that there.
Fuck them.
Let's get into the quick hits, shall we?
Yes, very much so. Quick hit time. First thing, speaking of Paramount, though, your boy Johnny Depp at San Diego Comic-Con with, you know, the whole Ebenezer thing.
He showed up as Ebenezer.
That's pretty wild. I mean, he does this all the time with Captain Jack Sparrow, so like he's used to this. He's used to like being in character and owning a crowd. But this is so wild. I love it. Good for him.
Yeah. Good for him. He can do whatever the fuck he wants now, and it's just like, sure, why not? I mean, we talked about the trailer yesterday. It certainly looks interesting. I don't know, who knows if it will actually be good, but I'm definitely curious about it. Speaking of things we don't know if it'll be good or not, Street Fighter, the upcoming movie apparently released.
I'm pumped. I don't care. I can't wait for this movie. I can't wait. It's gonna be shit, and I'm so excited for it.
Story spoiler. Ooh. While we have official details and product images below, IO9 has been exploring the San Diego Comic-Con floor and noticed very interesting on the back of the packaging. Guile, M. Bison, and Blanca are also getting their own action figures, as is Dark Ryu. He's hidden behind a silhouette, so we don't have a first look at Street Fighter's take on him, unfortunately. Still, it's hard to imagine Dark Ryu being included in this line of toys if he doesn't have some role in the big screen adaptation. That evil version of the character has appeared in multiple video games and comics. He typically represents a Ryu who has fully succumbed to the Satsui no Hado surge of murderous intent, the dark power that also feels Akuma. So, very interesting. So, yeah, maybe Dark Ryu is gonna show up. And these are all the action figures, by the way. You got...
you got 2 different faces for Roman Reigns. Nice.
Yeah. Those are the only 2 expressions that Roman Reigns can actually do.
I believe that. I believe that. He's not a very good actor.
But we don't.
I don't think that's the point in this movie.
That's not the point. No, definitely not. And you know, in the realm of meanwhile, fire is hot. Onslaught director confirms movie is set in the same universe as The Guest. Yeah. We all knew that. When Dan Stevens was like, oh yeah, he has a role, it's like, yeah, we fucking know it's gonna be a fucking pseudo sequel to The Guest. Yeah, it's like the same fucking thing, the same thing that Dan Stevens was in The Guest. It's like, yeah, we know. Trust us, we're not that fucking stupid. But with this, we also have a couple new posters, which look great. We got, you know, the upcoming Maximo in her own poster, as well as the soldiers that are going on a rampage, as well as, you know, a couple of these other posters as well. Looking good.
I like the look of that.
These look awesome. The IMAX poster looks fucking great. I love that.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice. Venom relaunch will see Eddie Brock return as the Lethal Protector for the first time since 2021. Okay.
In the comics.
Cool.
Hey, Eddie is back. Yay.
Turd in the wind, baby. Let's go. Apparently, Major League Soccer boards Danny Ramirez soccer drama Baton as key partner. Falcon number 2, moving up in the world.
Nice.
Ain't
Good
that
for
nice?
him.
Hey. Falcon number 2. I mean, hey,
we're
you know what?
definitely not tired of Venom. Yeah. The only person that's never going to get tired of Venom is Avi
I'm
Arad.
partial to this. Yeah.
Yes, we know. Anyway, but speaking of business, the last bit, don't go too long on this, Dan. Amazon hit with poaching lawsuit by Warner Brothers Discovery over hire of HBO Max marketing exec Pia Barlow.
I forgot I included this. Okay, so basically,
No,
I saw the news earlier in the day. No, I'm just okay. Earlier in the day, I saw the news that the HBO marketing person for their TV series got, you know, a new job at Amazon. And I was like, okay, so maybe she just like gave in her notice and then she was like, I got a job. But then the lawsuit comes out, so clearly Warner Brothers feels like they poached her and they must have really liked her. So I don't know what this means beyond the fact that this is a poaching law. This kind of thing has happened many times before. I don't think this is going to lead to anything more than a settlement. Like Amazon's going to pay Warner Brothers a bit more money and then they're going to move on. But yeah, I don't think there's much more to this, but
yeah.
Cool. Amazon and Warner Brothers getting into a lawsuit. Well, to be fair, Paramount is the one in the lawsuit. Like Warner Brothers just sits back and waits till Paramount's gone through all the stuff that they need.
Pretty much.
So this is separate.
Anyway,
yeah,
we're done. That's it, guys.
Yay.
We managed
Great job, everybody.
We managed to get here before midnight. Ain't that crazy? So we're actually going to do Fancast Friday today.
Well, y'all are. I'm not.
You're not. No, that's fine. I don't think you even fucking care about Wonder Woman, but you know, it's fine.
We'll see.
About writing, you don't care about the writing side. You're just like, I care about the actress stuff. The writing, fuck that shit. I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Well,
you guys are not going to see me until after I return from Boston Fan Expo. But hey, love y'all. It's been wonderful being here somewhat consistently for the past couple of weeks. So, hey.
Yeah.
And I am going to see Spider-Man. So
if you can see him.
I don't think he's going to be there this year, but
I was told he was. No, okay.
I'll check. Anyway. Well, I've already met him, so that's why he's not on my list. But I am going to see Spider-Man on Wednesday, so I'll send you, Dan, my my reaction.
All
but
motherfuckers voted for it, so don't yell at me. All right.
We'll have the photos. Fun. Yeah, I'm sure.
Yes.
And Monique, I am gonna try that cornbread. I printed out the recipe. I'm gonna try it on Sunday.
Yeah, even Caleb is being positive to Liz, which is saying something. You know,
Caleb's usually pretty positive to me. Thank you, Caleb. I appreciate you.
But but that's it for today for DCU Daily. We're going to move on to Fancast Friday soon. But until then, how are we, ladies and gents? We are Knuff.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number 2.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding. You're kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne. I like that. You're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see Corbin.
Right there.
You look ridiculous. Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
No, before you say anything, and just remember, guys, fuck Caleb. Just wanted to put that
and
out.
David Ellison, Tom, Jeff Snyder, by the way.